What's up, Daniel? What's up, Spencer?
Woo! All right, everyone. Welcome to Friday night, NorCal Sports Network. We've got a host of things to talk about tonight. We've got the Fantasy Football League of the NorCal Sports Network trade deadline show. We'll be discussing 49ers and the Bucs Sunday, our NFL picks, and Yaz and Slater are back with the Giants. And this outfield looks a year older. Oh, my goodness. And the outfield, the highest paid outfield in the National League West right now is the San Francisco Giants. Oh, baby. We'll get into that. And, man, SOS, sending out an SOS. All right, everybody. To my right there, Eric also has a channel out there, Military History Chronicles. Check that out if you haven't already. Down below me, 2004, better known as Bora. I don't want to tell him what that A stands for after last week's Monday night's comeback of epic proportions to beat me in fantasy and throw me into a further tizzy. And to the right of Bora there, we have Los D, who had an eventful day today. Maybe we'll get into that. And so welcome, everybody. How you guys doing?
Not too bad.
How you doing, Bora? How you feeling, Bora, after
it's been a while for him.
Monday
I'm
night?
Feeling great. Stacking 3 wins in a row. You just keep on stacking wins. Made some moves this week. We'll probably get into that, huh?
Yeah. And, hey, for those in the Fantasy League, who do we have in here? We have MF. I see what's the down arrow for?
Carlo P.
Is he in here?
Yeah, he goes, how about Aaron trying to deal Burrow minutes before injury?
Oh, yeah. He didn't pull the trigger. Thankfully, one guy didn't get fool's gold. And that would have been yours truly. Was really close to pulling the trigger. We were working on a deal, kind of like
we were down to
as they say, the Niners were trying to get the New York Giants cornerback, but ran out of time. Didn't they say they were trying to get somebody from the Giants? Was it Applegate or Eli Apple? Who was it? The Niners were trying to get this year at the deadline. They were trying to get a corner. I heard, but
Banks, was it Banks
or Johnson? I'm not sure, but anyway, we didn't get the deal done. I thought the game started at 5:20 and it started at 5:15. Thankfully, it did because Adoree Jackson. Thank you, MF. That's who it was.
Here come the deals already.
We got some deals?
No, they're sending them my way.
Do we have any deals to announce yet?
Not that I know of. Come on, man.
What's that? What's he sending you? What are you getting? What kind of deals you get? Come on, everybody. Let's get some deals rolling here. Will Martinez in the house. Will Martinez somehow in 6th place in fantasy football with a roster better known as the Achilles heel. His roster is putting up mammoth points, which just goes to show you, you take a look at that roster and the points he's been putting up of late, just goes to show you could probably take a monkey in this league, throw a dart and pick a lineup, and it can beat some of these teams.
So he wants to send me Aaron Rodgers, Heineke, and Thomas.
For Burrow?
For Lawrence.
Oh,
I'd take that. I think that's a fair deal, you know.
Yeah, be right on that one.
yeah. Here, Bora trying to stay out at the bottom, trying to surpass Woo there, and we got Cameron who's at the bottom currently. He's trying to get out of the cellar.
MF,
Everybody,
stop, MF. Come on, man.
I think you should offer him. Who was he trying to trade you?
Aaron Rodgers, Heineke, and Thomas.
You should do it and say you can have Burrow.
Yeah, there you go.
Give him Burrow, man. Anybody want Burrow out there? You can have him for just any player. Any active player.
Rodgers will be ready in a couple weeks. The league's going to be over in a couple of weeks.
Oh, you got the playoffs, though. You got the playoffs.
Playoffs?
Oh, yeah, for you. Are you 3-7 or what?
Correct.
Okay, so you got to – without Burrow, you're yeah.
Toast, yeah.
Who can you swing a trade for the quarterback?
What's up?
You got Josh
I got Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
He doesn't face the Niners every week, so he'll
exactly. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Niners were motivated.
Did Will Martinez pick up Rodgers?
No,
he tried to trade him. I think
Did he drop him?
Yeah.
No, he's kept him all this time, I think.
Okay. I know I had him a week ago, and then I dropped him back because I thought, you know what? I'm going to put somebody with legitimate chance of helping me on the IR instead of Aaron Rodgers. When the Jets keep losing, Rodgers ain't coming back. If they lose to the Bills Monday night, or is it Monday night or Sunday? I think it's Sunday. Bills beat the Jets. That's 7 losses. Would that be 7 or 6 for the Jets? What are the Jets' record?
I think they're 4-5.
4-5. Okay, they'll be 4-6. They'll be really close to being done. And if they lose another game or two with that offense, Rodgers ain't coming back unless it's to put them into the playoffs. And
Bora, what'd you think of the trade between me and Dan? Honestly,
tell me the trade again. Let me refresh my memory.
Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, and Charbonnet, backup running back for Seattle, to me for Justin Fields, Tyreek Hill, and Keaton Mitchell.
You got Charbonnet or you got Mitchell?
Charbonnet. Who backs up Walker, and I got Walker. So if Walker gets hurt, Charbonnet goes directly into the lineup.
I think that's a pretty good trade for you, Los. I think Dan Fields is still injured, isn't he?
no, he's playing this week.
Okay, he's playing this week, so it's not bad.
Yeah.
You lose the double points though.
No, I still have it with Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs.
Well, Dan does.
Yeah.
So I do.
But you replace Tua and Tyreek with.
I still get 2 touchdowns.
Yep.
To Tyreek, I just don't get the double ups. That's
What's your team now, Los? You got Tua, you got Kenneth Walker, you got
Josh Jacobs, who's all of a sudden now running back again since they got a new coach that actually runs the ball. Great for me. Brian Robinson, who's going to get a lot of carries this week because Antonio Gibson's hurt. Cooper Kupp, Stephon Diggs, and the new superstar Noah Brown at wide receiver. I got Spears on the bench. I got Charbonnet on the bench. So pretty solid. I'm not complaining.
Okay.
There could be some deals coming.
I mean, Josh Allen too is nasty at quarterback. If they stay
That
healthy.
is a pretty good duo.
Here come the deals.
We'll see.
You see my trade that I made? I made a.
This is going to be a fantasy show, man. It's not even going to be a Niner. we should do trade deadline real quick. Oh, we're talking. We're going to talk the Giants at all, or no?
Yeah, we'll be talking some Giants. And,
Short and sweet. Farhan sucks.
Farhan
I made a trade. I made a
outta
trade
here.
with Heroku earlier this week.
Man.
Alvin Kamara, Derek Carr, and Chris Olave for Tank Dell, Tony Pollard, and Jordan Love.
There we go.
That was a trade.
It didn't go through?
No, it did go through. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Yeah. So those Kamara, Carr, and Olave all have buys this week.
Hey, what's going on with Heineke in Atlanta? He can't. He got hurt, but is he going to come back? Or are they going to give it to the job to Ritter?
It's a great question. I honestly don't know. And I don't know that. I don't know if anything. I don't know if you might be better off just playing a receiver or running back than the Falcons quarterback, whether it's Ritter or Heineke.
Jamar Chase is definitely going to be hurt with no Burrow there.
Yep.
And T. Higgins.
Yeah. And Mixon, to an extent, they're going to stock the box against him.
Yeah, that's true. He did pretty well last night, though. Last night.
Yeah.
21 points against me. Yeah, so I am out of last place, everybody. I am in 10th place now. I'm ahead of Eric and ahead of Cameron. And I'm gonna win out. That's my hope.
There you go. Let's what do we got? This go buck yourselves in 6 right now, isn't it? Yeah, okay. That's Will Martinez. This is a very interesting setup going. I wonder, who do you think's the better quarterback down there? Is it Ritter or is it Heineke for that team?
They both suck.
Yeah.
I don't know if either of them are top 32 quarterbacks.
Okay. So,
Is Heroku in here today?
Haven't seen him yet.
I do like his logo. Anybody that has Mr. Heat Miser is all right with me. That's so old school.
Oh, Heroku just added Ritter
Yep.
as I'm talking.
You should have said nothing.
He probably thought I was going to try and get him.
Probably.
He doesn't need any quarterbacks, doesn't he? Have Carr and he's got 3 quarterbacks, right?
He's blocking. That's what he's doing.
Mm-hmm. Carr's on bye. And then he has Lamar.
Who was Matt Gates? That would be Will B.
Yeah. Very interesting. So let me see. We may have a deal here first, Bora. I got deals going, and except one deal, I gotta
You
drop.
guys gotta let me know. I got the music all ready to go.
I gotta drop. I may have to drop Bora a deal here. All right, here we go, Bora. Did you think about that one I talked to you about?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to say no. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 receivers on my bench already.
Shoot. You can drop one and pick up a guy on waivers.
That is true. I like all of them though. That's the thing. I might do something a little later. If anyone wants 2 or 3 of my bench receivers for a running back.
Yeah, let's get some deals flying. Let's take a look at your roster here. His bench receivers are Pickens, Christian Watson. Is Amari Cooper a bench receiver guy now?
You just want me to bring him up, Dan? Who are we looking at?
Yeah, bring him up.
Boris?
He's got Jackson Smith. How do you say his name?
Nick Jigba, I think.
Najigba.
Something like that, yeah.
Oh, and you got Jahan Watson. Yeah, Dotson. You got some decent bench receivers there, guys.
You just looking at his bench then?
Yeah, that's not bad.
I have Dotson in my other league, a fat 0 last week. After going off the previous, Washington receivers are very frustrating because, like, Howell just throw, which I like. He throws to the open receiver, so it could be one guy one week and another guy another week. Howell is emerging. He's my backup quarterback in my other league. In fact, no, he's starting now over Herbert.
Yep. You know, I knew it. I knew there was something there when I picked him.
That's a good move. I just didn't like him earlier because he has a horrible offensive line. He still does, but
he does. But
he's reading things better and he's getting the ball out a little faster.
That offense too, that Eric Bieniemy offense, is just pass.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, we're looking at some stuff here. There could be lots of movement as deals fly tonight as we get closer to the deadline. Just a little over 2.5 hours to go with this NorCal Sports Network trade deadline instituted at midnight tonight. Yeah, it's the 18th, right? So the 18th. Do they mean the deadline is? Is it the 18th? Midnight, right? Is it happen then, or does it happen all day? I don't know. We just figured it was.
I don't know.
Seems like everything happens right after midnight when they say it'll be consummated on the 12th, and then the 12th on us, after midnight, boom, deal goes through or waiver wire. All right, Bora. Let's see.
Let me see if it shows in here.
Shit, Garrett Wilson's questionable. What the hell's wrong with him? Elbow? God. Oh man, these injuries. Oh, the great flight all. The great chart all is returned. Haven't seen him in a while.
It just says trade end date November 18th. It does have no time on it.
He said hi to you twice, Bora. He really likes you.
What's up, Shardol?
Hello, Shardol.
I missed you, Shardol. Not.
You're so cruel.
Jeez.
I should be nice. I should have a new outlook on life after my experience.
They spent almost $8 million on Yaz.
Yeah, they better trade him. They better trade
Who's
him.
going to want him for $8 million damn dollars, man?
Nobody in the league would have him
Nobody.
on the roster for more than $3 million. He'd be basically a player. I mean, that's just. And Slater's getting what, 4.5?
Yeah.
That's so overpaid for both of them, and that's.
Don't forget, we spending $10 million on Cobb, who's not going to even pitch half the year.
The epitome of mediocrity is Farhan. He just settles for mediocrity. Maybe they'll be trade bait, although who the hell would want to trade for them?
Yeah, so will deals fly tonight? I think there will be some deals. Maybe even some major deals will break tonight.
So I got home a little late and I saw something about Grant Cohn asking Kyle Shanahan something that I would love to have asked him. And props to Grant Cohn. He had the balls to ask it because none of the other beat writers would. He asked Kyle straight up, why isn't Jordan Mason playing? And of course, Kyle got defensive and said, well, what's the issue? Well, I'm just wondering why a running back that's often injured has 2.4 yards a carry is above the depth chart over a young, healthy running back that's averaging 5.6 yards a carry. Loved it. Put him on the spot. Of course, Kyle got defensive and was like, well, we don't look at stats. And Mitchell's done good things for us. Yes, he's done good things for you in the past. Mason is a better player now, Kyle. Just like Braden Willis is a better tight end than Dwelly and Warner. You keep holding on to your favorites, dude. You're so damn stubborn. That's what keeps you from being a great coach. You're a good coach. When you start playing the best players and the talented players, then maybe we can talk about that. There's nobody that can think that Mitchell is better than Mason right now. Right now. He's playing on one leg. Props to you.
He
Grant
said
for asking that.
Yeah, I know. And he said, oh, well, it's not just about stats.
What's it about?
Right? I mean, it's pass protection. It's like, why does that matter when everybody knows you're going to run it? When you're running it, and he's averaging 5.5 yards a carry. Why should that matter?
So if I was Grant, my last follow-up question would be, so you're telling me that Mitchell, or by the way, McCaffrey too, who's a superstar, 3rd and 1 or 4th and inches, you want to give it to McCaffrey, 202, I think Mitchell's 207, up the gut, over a 230-pound running back that runs physical. Is that what you're telling me, Kyle? I mean, 200. You're right, Bor. When it's 3rd and inches, you're not worried about pass protection. You're going to ask your 230-pound young. They call him a young not Marshall Faulk, Marshawn Lynch. They call him a young Marshawn Lynch, physical as hell. You're asking him to take the pounding up the middle. But you're going to give it to McCaffrey instead on his 22nd carry of the game.
I mean, what was the deal last year? That he was using him last year. His nickname is the closer because McCaffrey would run during the first 3 quarters, and when they would get a lead larger than 10 points, it would be Mason. He did, exactly. And it's like, why do you have to be ahead of everybody? Why do you have to be like, oh, it could be a run or it could be a pass? Why can't you just say, you know what, this is a run. I'm going to have my players beat your players because my players are bigger, better, and stronger than your players, and we're going to play physical football. I mean, What's the problem with that? Why do you always have to be in disguise and using motion? Just run right at them. Your team's better than them.
You keep saying you want to be the most physical team in the league, but your action says that you're trying to trick everybody with motion on every single play. And I was on with Baller this week, and I asked him a question. He had a great answer. I don't know if you saw it, Bor. I asked him, does Kyle allow audibles? And he's like, I don't think so. He wants his play ran. And I'm like, so do we all agree Purdy's one of his best characteristics is he's a smart guy? Yes. Okay, now he's playing his 16th, 17th game. So he's got a little experience at the NFL level. So if Purdy comes to the line of scrimmage and Kyle calls a play, like let's say a dig route over the middle, at the last minute, the safety moves over towards the middle where the play is going to go. You're not going to give Purdy the authority to call a play to the sidelines where it's going to be more opening because you want your play ran.
Exactly.
And Baller had a great answer, and I totally respect it. Think about it. He goes, Los, Kyle runs so much motion that by the time the play is about to go off, there's like 4 or 5 seconds left. There's not any time to close out because he's and Bor, like you said, because he's running motion and having guys go this way and that way because I got to trick you every single time. I just can't physically beat you. Like you don't have time to audible. And again, it's just like,
and that's the exact reason why they don't do a hurry up offense too. It's like they have to do motion, right? You can't just get in a shotgun and snap the ball. It has to be, oh, get set. Oh, Trent, you go, or Debo, you go this way. Ayuk, you go this way. Oh, Kittle, you stay there. Then it's 10 seconds left, 5 seconds left. There's no time to call an audible. There's no time to just hurry up and spike the ball or snap the ball. It's just
any coincidence that Shanahan has the record that he does when he's behind in the fourth quarter.
His offense is it's a tempo offense. It's a slow offense.
Orchestra is what I called it.
Exactly. Yeah, it has to run perfectly. If it's scripted, exactly. If anything goes off script, trouble happens. And if they go behind, the style of play and the overall team is meant to play from ahead. I mean, I think a lot of teams have that style and have that personnel and everything, but Kyle's playbook and his personnel and his makeshift offensive line can't play from behind, because you know what? That offensive line is not good. Spencer Burford is struggling. Colton McKivitz is struggling. Jake Brendel isn't that great. The left side is good. The left side of the offensive line is good with Trent and Banks or Feliciano, whoever's there. But that right side of the offensive line is really bad, and that's why they can't play from behind, because they don't have the offensive line to drop back and pass 40 times a game. They don't. They have to establish the run. They have to go into play action, and they have to play from ahead. Correct. Purdy can't drop back in the pocket and wait 5 seconds, because you know what? He's going to be sacked. He doesn't have that time, and he doesn't have the arm to be able to carry an offense.
Right, and make all the throws that are necessary.
Exactly. Yeah.
Hey, Los, what do you think about Verrett coming back to the Niners?
He's always injured. He should stay on as a coach.
He's had 2 Achilles tears and 2 ACL tears, and I'm
Real
pretty
good.
sure
That's all. That's it.
I'm pretty sure they've been on the same leg. So I mean, when he's healthy, he's a great player, but I don't know if he's healthy, because
so you're telling me you make a great Giant.
He got released from the Texans practice squad. So Kyle, that's D'Amico Ryan. So D'Amico knows him well. D'Amico's been the defensive coordinator, he's been the linebacker coach. He's been in the Niners building. He's seen Jason Verrett play. He knows how good of a player Jason Verrett is. That tells me that if D'Amico Ryans is not gonna have Jason Verrett on the team, there might be something there. Whether he's not completely healthy or he's lost a step, something's not right. And I mean, maybe the Niners are just they're just getting in contact with him, and they would love to sign him for down in the playoff stretch. Maybe
a deal has been made,
but I don't know. I don't think Verrett he's not gonna change the secondary. He's not gonna make it a top 5 secondary all of a sudden.
What do you got?
All right, a deal has been made between Go Buck Yourself and Buster Boys. Little minor deal. Deal involves Gardner Minshew going from Buster Boys over to Go Buck Yourself. Every time I say that, I think. And coming back to Buster Boys is Vegas quarterback Aiden O'Connell and Packers wide receiver Jaden Reed. There you have it, folks. Jaden Reed, Aiden O'Connell being dealt to Buster Boys for Gardner Minshew. A minor deal. And that deal should be consummated tonight. And maybe another deal coming soon. On top of that, first deal of the show will be, says. Do we have any more deals out there, everybody?
Dan has offered me a trade. I have 2 other people that I'm working with, and if that I'm working.
Boro's working the phones.
I'm working on another trade, so I need something else to happen in order for that.
Okay, Bora, here it comes now. Let me send it to you and see if we can get this deal done. Hold on here. Oh, we can't do anything until the commissioner actually moves the deal through so the rosters are updated, because I'm stuck and cannot move that as I would like to. So here we go. We're close. We need to get the commissioner out there. Let's alert the commissioner. Deals need
100%, Matthew.
100%.
Exactly.
100% what?
Oh, I'm just responding to his chat about audibles.
Oh.
I mean, board to just kind of follow up on that and finish up on it. Don't you see that as a big problem moving forward in the playoffs with Shanahan? If his quarterback can't audible, and if his team can't play from behind, like, are we really talking about that? Like, we really have a roster this talented that once they get behind, that's it. The game is over.
I think
can't win that way.
I'm not going to say it's a huge concern, but I think it's definitely something to monitor with. I mean, I think it's a concern just because in the playoffs there's a good chance you're going to be down.
Playing pretty good teams.
Exactly, right. But there's also the chance that, you know what, you just run the table and you're ahead at all times and you're not going to have to worry about that. And that might not happen. I mean, it might happen, it might not happen. We're going to hope it does happen, but there's a good chance it doesn't happen and you're going to be behind and you're going to need Purdy to step up and you're going to need the offensive line to step up and you're going to need the receivers to step up and you're going to need the running backs to step up and you're going to need Shanahan to step up. And I don't know if all those things are going to happen because you know what? The reality is Purdy in the chances that he's had to carry a team down the stretch in the fourth quarter against the Browns, he did that, right? He had a horrible game, but in the last drive, he made the plays he needed to make, and Moody missed the kick. Against the Vikings and Bengals, he threw 2 interceptions each in the fourth quarter. That's not what you want. You want your quarterback to. Los, let me ask you this: would you rather have a quarterback that plays horrible for 3 quarters, but is amazing in the fourth quarter, or a quarterback who is great for the first 3 quarters, or is horrible in the fourth quarter?
The first one, because the fourth quarter is money time.
Exactly. The fourth quarter is where it matters. The fourth quarter is where you win the game. You don't win the game in the first 3 quarters. And you need a quarterback to be able to carry a team and bring a team back from into victory. You got to have a comeback victory. And Purdy had that one game against the Raiders. But those are the Raiders. And I think that Raiders team was notorious for giving up game-winning drives. So I'm not going to put too much stock into that. But I would like to see Purdy come back from behind, lead a game-winning drive, or perform in the fourth quarter. Because I think there was a stat out there that said it was like quarterback rating throughout the quarters. It was like first quarter is 100, second quarter is 100, third quarter is 100. I think the fourth quarter, his quarterback rating was 80. So, I mean, if you look at the overall numbers, he's having a great season. And so far in his career, he's had a great career. He would be the rookie of the year if it was throughout one stretch of a season. But you need to be able to play consistently throughout a game. And if you're playing really well, really good football through 3 quarters, and the fourth quarter you shit the bed, that's not a mark of a winning quarterback, of a franchise quarterback, of a Hall of Fame quarterback, of a top 10 quarterback. You need that. You need to have that trait in you, and that you need to be able to come back when you're.
You have to.
It's not all on Purdy. It's not all on Purdy.
No, I'm not blaming Purdy at all.
Everybody has to step up. The offensive line has to step up. Kyle has to step up, and everybody has to step up. But Purdy is the quarterback of the team. He's the leader of the team. And when they lose, what's the first stat line that you look at? You look at the quarterback stat line, because most of the time, it's if the quarterback's going to win you the game and he's going to lose you the game. So, I mean, the quarterback is the most important position on the team. He's the leader of the team. He's not the spokesperson of the team, but everybody respects him. So when push comes to shove, he needs to step up.
I am so ecstatic that Kyle Shanahan was not the coach of the 1988 Niners when they were behind 16-13 in the Super Bowl against the Bengals, and they had 1st and 10 on their 8-yard line with 4 minutes left to play. I could just imagine him telling Montana, "No, man, you're going to run my offense." Montana called about 2 audibles in that fourth quarter. One was the big play to Rice over the middle because he saw single coverage. So can you freaking imagine, like, Kyle Shanahan telling Joe Montana, "I don't give a shit what you see. Call my play. That's it." That's a dictator. That's way too arrogant. You know, when the Niners got behind against the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, I sat there to myself. I didn't say anything out loud because I was in a group of people who were all like, "Yeah, we're going to come back and win this." I was saying to myself, there's no fucking way. I have no confidence in Garoppolo. And then when they got behind against the Rams and they had to come back at the end, and Jimmy threw a pick, same thing. Now, I trust Purdy more than I do Garoppolo, for sure, to be able to engineer.
100%.
To engineer a fourth quarter drive to win a game, I trust his decision-making more. But if he's handcuffed to not be able to change the play when he sees something that could win the game because he has to call Shanahan's play, I have no idea why that man's not called out for that. Because if he loses again in the playoffs because he cannot bring a team behind because of that, my God, like this dude just gets passed every time.
Going back to motion, right?
And it sucks because, again, I don't hate Shanahan. I think he's a really good coach. But to be a great coach, you have to be open-minded. And he's freaking stubborn as hell to change his ways. If he never allows an audible to an NFL quarterback that's capable, then that's on him, man. That's just bad coaching in my opinion.
Hey, real quick, Dan, Will B says blockbuster of a deal just happened.
Yeah, it was Pickett for Mac Jones.
Is
A
that what it was?
blockbuster. I think that was the one.
That
Well,
was the
Los,
blockbuster.
let's go back to the motion real quick, right?
There is a
The-
blockbuster about ready to go down.
I don't know what the percentage of how much they run motion, but it's a lot. They're in the top half of the league. They're probably in the top 5, right? What happens when you run motion and your offense isn't set? The defense isn't set either because the players on the defense are adjusting to the offense. When the defense isn't set, Purdy can't really read that. He can't read what coverage it is, what type of pressure there is. He can't change the offensive line calls. He can't audible because the defense isn't set. That handcuffs him because if they get to the line of scrimmage and they set with 20 seconds left on the clock, right? Purdy will be able to read the defense, see what coverage it is, look at, use his mind to see, oh, do I need to make an audible or is this play going to be good? And if they're just consistently motioning until 5 seconds left and he reads something and he's like, oh man, this isn't the correct play call for this defense, he's going to have to call a timeout or he's just going to have to work with it. There's no play call where it's like, oh, you know what? We're just going to switch this up and we're going to be fine. It's not like that.
Agreed. Eddie K makes a great point. He's saying he showed his arrogance to Brady and Rodgers when they were looking to join the Niners. I mean, you had possibly the greatest quarterback of all time that wanted to come here. And Shanahan couldn't have Brady here because Brady would be like, what? You're not going to let me change the play? Hey, buddy, I'm older than you. I've seen more than you. And I got 7 more rings than you. That would have been a huge clash. And Mr. Ego could not have him be the quarterback. Aaron Rodgers, the same thing. Aaron Rodgers and Kyle would have, oh my God, they would have got into it.
Yeah, I mean,
big time. I could totally see that. That is like so much evidence that you passed on 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks because you want to be the center of attention. You want your offense to get all the glory, not the quarterback. So again,
he wants to be the star. He wants to be the star. He doesn't want to let the quarterback be the star. He wants everything to be his system. It's like when we're talking about the 49ers, we're not going to be talking about Brock Purdy. We're not going to be talking about Brandon Ayuk. We're not going to be talking about George Kittle. We're going to be talking about Kyle Shanahan's system. Wow, this is great. What a great play call to get Ayuk in motion and and Brock Purdy completes the pass. What a
Hey,
great play call.
Will Martinez, you just took Ezekiel Elliott. I was just getting ready to take him, man. Good job. I was just ready to grab him off the waiver wire. Dang it. All right. We'll get back to your deal here. Deals are flying off the hook here now. I'll keep going. We'll go.
Me and Dan have the authority to
All right.
say
I'm going to text Will Martinez, see if I can get him, if he can give me.
Coach. And we can tell you, like, that dude was legitimately a genius at football. But even as smart as he was, Bora, he was open.
Murray, or what do you think of Gainwell? Or
sure.
Dan, you're unmuted, Dan.
Here, I'll mute him.
All right. Go ahead. No. Los, go ahead.
Like, my God, like pulling trades over talking about the Niners. Great. Can you X him out of the show, Eric?
You want me to X him out?
Yeah, just
He's
for a
gone.
minute. There you go. Thank you. All right. Let me continue. So, me and Dan are the OGs of the show. Obviously, we saw Walsh. I'm sure Eric did as well.
Yeah.
But Walsh was open-minded because, like, in the early '80s, he won Super Bowls with a very small, quick, athletic offensive line, and he was able to win the '81 Super Bowl and the '84 Super Bowl. And then slowly but surely, the New York Giants, the Chicago Bears, even the Redskins to a point, got very, very big physical defensive linemen. And they were wrecking the Niners' small offensive line. I mean, the Niners got demolished in the 85 and 86 playoffs, 17-3 and 49-3. What did Walsh do? Instead of doing what Kyle would have did, which is just nothing, like it's my way or the highway, he said, okay, the league's changing. He started drafting bigger offensive linemen like Harris Barton, like Bubba Paris, like Steve Wallace, not 260-pound linemen, but 305-pound linemen, so they could block these physical defensive lines that were giving his offense problems. So that is one example. I can give quite a few more where Walsh didn't say, hey, I'm the smartest guy on the planet. Like, my way is always going to be the right way. No, he saw things were changing, and he changed, and he adapted. That, to me, is a great coach, somebody that can see things and change it around. I don't see that in Kyle. So for all the kiss-assing of Kyle being a great coach, I think he's a good coach. I think he's only a good coach. Eagles game was a perfect example. Like, they're not a normal team you play in the regular season, Bora. They have 72 sacks. They can get after the quarterback. You don't run play action where it's a slow developing play. You're not playing Carolina. You're not playing. You
don't run that on your first drive. You run the ball on your first drive. You establish the run on your first drive. Then it slowly progresses into play action. You don't just do that right off the bat. And I mean, going the drive right before the second half, was it 7-0 or was it 10-7 or something? They were down by one score, and Josh Johnson's in. Something like that. And they go for it all. It's that you can kneel, you can take a knee and go into the locker room down a score, and you'd be ecstatic with that. Because guess what? Your practice squad quarterback is in the game in the NFC Championship. But no, he wants to go for it all. He
was conservative right before halftime. I'm sorry. No, he was aggressive right before halftime against the Eagles with his third string backup quarterback. But in the Super Bowl against the Chiefs, when he got the ball, he ran the first two plays. When you're playing freaking Patrick Mahomes and you need touchdowns to beat him, field goals are not going to beat him. He got the ball with 1 minute and 40 seconds left. And John Lynch is up in the booth going, timeout, timeout. Kyle let the clock run, ran a play, then ran another play, and then threw a deep ball to George Kittle, which was a bogus offensive pass interference, by the way. But he was conservative. So you're conservative with your starting quarterback, Garoppolo, against a team that can score and has the best quarterback in the league, but you're aggressive with John Johnson.
And that's the problem, right? It's all about consistency. It's all about consistency. Just be consistent.
Exactly.
I mean, you can't just do one thing. Like, you can't just do two different things. You got to do one thing. You can't be aggressive here than just be conservative here for no reason. It's you got to have a plan. You got to have a plan for the whole game. It's not quarter by quarter. It's how can we win this game throughout the whole game, not just we're just going to air it out and take a chance and go into we want to go into halftime tied up, right? It's like you got your third string quarterback in. Be grateful that you're down 1 score at halftime to the Eagles. I mean, just take that and you have a chance. You have a chance. But no, you know what? You let Josh Johnson have the ball in his hands. He fumbles and the Eagles score. It's 21-7 and the game's over. Just from that moment, the game was over.
Yeah. Yeah. I would love
if you had just taken a knee, right? You would have had confidence going into the locker room at halftime in your team. Your team would have been like, you know what? We're down our starting quarterback. We're down our backup quarterback. We're down our third string quarterback because Purdy was the third string quarterback.
And we're down 1 score.
Yep. We have Josh Johnson, a QB we just picked up on waivers or whoever off the street a few weeks ago. And he's in the game in the NFC Championship and we're down 1 score. I mean, if you're the Eagles, you've got to be like, what the heck? How are we not blowing these guys out? And that gives you confidence in your locker room, and it gives the Eagles a little uncertainty. I mean, anything could have happened. They would have lost that game most likely. But going forward all there, it didn't really make any sense.
I would love to ask everybody, you included, Borum, if you had – and maybe some people say nothing, 0. I have no problem with Shanahan at all. He's the greatest coach we've had since Walsh. I love him to death. But if you could single out one thing about Shanahan that bugs you the most, I would love to hear your reaction and everybody in the chat's reaction. If there's some, because to me, it's about 3 or 4 things. One, he doesn't play young guys. He doesn't play young guys no matter how talented they are. If they have more talent, like let's think about this. Last year, you had Garoppolo, Lance, and Purdy. We all know that Purdy, out of the 3, even as a rookie, ended up being the best quarterback, and yet he was 3rd on the depth chart. What did it take for Purdy to actually show that he's better? Injuries. You mean to tell me, what are you watching in practice? So
what did he say? What did he say in his presser today about Jordan Mason? The only way Jordan Mason's going to get a chance to be the starting running back is injuries. It's the same thing.
So you can't make a decision like you know what? It's week 10, and I said at the beginning of the season, Feliciano is one of the best 5 linemen on the team. He's better than Burford. I would argue he's better than Brendel because Brendel's 280 pounds. He's a great technical center, but when he faces a 330-pound tackle, he gets pushed around like a fart in the wind, easily. So Feliciano, what did it take for Feliciano to get into the lineup? Banks getting hurt. So what is it going to take for Mitchell to get the number 2 running back? Mitchell to get hurt. Well, that's not going to be hard. He's always hurt.
Yeah, exactly.
And now what did it take for Purdy?
He's probably hurt right now. Let's be honest. He's probably hurt right now. Yeah.
So Purdy needed to have Lance and Garoppolo get hurt to show he was the best quarterback when he was the best quarterback. So again, what is your number 1 gripe against Shanahan? Stubbornness to play young guys, conservative play calling in the playoff games. He does get conservative. Not allowing audibles to your quarterback, or his crappy no huddle offense, which doesn't allow you to win from behind. Or maybe there's another one that I haven't mentioned that you don't like. I don't know.
Let me say one thing before I get into what I don't like about Shanahan.
Yeah.
I think you called it with Feliciano. He's obviously better than Burford right now. He's probably better than the center who I'm blanking on. Brendel, yeah. I think he's physical. He's better right now, but I don't know if you listened to that interview with Chris Forrester when he was talking about scouting backup offensive linemen for this team this year in the offseason. He said they value their outside zone system. And when they're scouting these guys, they're looking for little specks of potential where they show that agility, they show that speed. And I think they saw that in Feliciano. But I'm wondering if he's ready right now, would he be the same player he is right now at the start of the season? Just because I think their system, the outside zone system, is, I mean, I don't know anyone else in the league who runs it as much as them and to the detail, down to the detail as them. So I think Feliciano might have been better in the beginning of the season than Brendel and then Burford. But I think he's definitely better now. But I think earlier in the season, Brendel and Burford knew the system more, and they might have been more agile before in the beginning of the season, or they might just have known the system more. Because I mean,
is that the only way the Niners can run the ball? Is an
no,
outside
of course not. But Shanahan. Oh, he's all about his knowing the system. All about knowing the system.
Line. Yeah. So he's limited.
I think he's limited that way, and that's one of them. My other gripe with Shanahan is just how he treats the offensive line. He spends all this money on defensive line, on his skill positions. He traded for McCaffrey. He has Ayuk. He has Debo. He has Kittle, right? The offensive line is an issue, and I think if they don't win the Super Bowl this year, that's going to be the issue, and that's going to be the problem. I think PFF, for however you want to take into their accurate assessment of football, they do grades, and I think they have the Niners at like 29 out of 32 in pass protection, like power or whatever it is. So their pass protection is really poor, and their offensive line isn't good. I mean, you saw they could not run the ball at all when Trent Williams was out. They couldn't get 3 yards to carry with McCaffrey. He was stuffed. And that's Jeff's Trent, right? If you have no Trent, who on that offensive lineman are you taking to be a decent to above average player? I mean, what other team is picking up any other player? I don't know if any other team is picking up Jake Brendel, is picking up Spencer Burford, is picking up Colton McKivitz. I don't know if any other team in the league is picking up those guys to be their starter. I think this offensive line is horrible. I think that's the gripe with Shanahan. It's like he wants all his skill position guys to be all pros. He wants his defensive line to be all pros. He wants his defense to be the number one defense in the league. When in reality, it's an offensive-driven league, and you got to have protection. Who won the Super Bowl last year? The Chiefs. What's their offensive line like? Who were the two teams in the Super Bowl last year? It was the Eagles and the Chiefs. Those are probably the two of the best offensive lines in the league. I mean, those organizations value offensive line play because you know what? They value protecting the quarterback. That's not something Shanahan does. Look at last year. He might not have gotten Lance hurt, but Lance got hurt. Garoppolo got hurt. Purdy got hurt. I mean, those are three of your starting quarterbacks that got hurt in one season. That's unprecedented. They had to make a rule just because of that this year that your emergency quarterback can be suited up and can play if your top two quarterbacks don't get injured. I mean, the scouting of the offensive line and the negligence to that position it blows my mind, really, because it's just, I mean, you got to protect your quarterback. Your quarterback is your most prized asset on the team. Let's think of it this way. If Brock Purdy gets injured against the Bucs this week, do we really trust Sam Darnold to be able to take them to the Super Bowl? I don't know if anybody does. So I think the offensive line consistently just neglecting it. I mean, just not putting anything in it, just assuming Jake Brendel's going to step in and play well, assuming Spencer Burford's going to step in and play well, and assuming Colton McKivitz, who hadn't seen the field in 2-3 years before this year, he's just given the starting job. I don't understand that. I don't understand why they didn't draft DeJuan Jones instead of Jake Moody, Latu. I mean, come on, he shut down Nick Bosa against the Browns. He shut down Nick Bosa single-handedly.
Think about what could have been on think of what could have been on this offensive line for Trent Williams, Aaron Banks, Jake Brendel, John Feliciano, DeJuan Jones. That's a physical line. Like, you can run zone, whatever, but if I need to get 1 yard, I'm going to get a yard. DeJuan Jones manhandled Nick Bosa like I have not seen before, one-on-one. I watched the film. He manhandled him. So in translation of what you said, if Shanahan gets a car, he likes 22-inch rims. He likes a top-of-the-line stereo with great subwoofers and speakers. He loves a $10,000 top-of-the-line paint job, but he wants a shitty engine. Because the offensive line is the engine of your team. So you have a nice car that when people walk by it, go, ooh, man, God, that's a beautiful car. And then it starts up. What's up?
Yep.
Nah, man. Nah, I like he likes show. He likes all show. I like go. So I want my engine to be that's the Eagles in Kansas City's line. The Niners' left side of the line is like that, but the right side of the line is. Sorry, man. Nice car, Shanahan, but too bad. Like, it's a Ford Pinto engine. Whatever, Shanny. Prove me wrong, please. Prove me wrong. Like, just like nobody's saying like you're horrible. Like, I don't want everybody to think I think he's a horrible coach. I think he's a good coach. That if he was not so stubborn and just tweaked a few things. And you know what bothers me the most is you're talking about like the offensive line needed to be addressed. What if Adam Peters told them that? What if John Lynch told them that? What if Jed York told them that? What if every coach said, Kyle, we need to upgrade the whole line? And Kyle basically did this to everybody. I'm Kyle Shanahan. I am the face of this organization. Whatever I say goes. I am the only coach in the league that basically hired the general manager when it's the other way around. So you will do as I say. I am the dictator. I rule. Screw all of you. Sincerely, Kyle. That's why I have a big problem with him. There it is in a nutshell. He is stubborn. When he becomes less stubborn and adapts and changes, we will win a Super Bowl, gentlemen. We will.
Yeah, I mean, looking ahead to their game this week, right? They got the Bucs and they got the Seahawks on primetime Thursday. Is that Thursday night football? I mean, or is that during the day? Do you know?
Which one? The Seahawks?
Yeah.
That's Thursday. That's Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving, yeah.
I think it's
okay. It's the later game. It's the night game.
Yeah.
So they got the Eagles. Then they got a mini bye ahead of the Eagles, right? What's your prediction in that 3-game stretch? What do you think they're going to go?
2-1.
Hold on.
Yep.
That's a good one.
I love it, dude.
That could be theatrical, man. I'm sorry, but just, I mean, you know what I did with the whole forearm shit.
I love it. Love it.
Yeah, I think they go 2-1. The Philly game is like, God, man, I want to say they can. Philly's defense does not impress me. Their defense is like
their secondary is not that great.
Sam Howell carved them up. So I think the Niners are going to score points on them, but I don't know. They are getting 10 days off before that game. I think if they play their top game and Seattle plays their top game, I think they're just pretty significantly better than Seattle.
I don't think Seattle's good at all. I don't trust Geno at all. I don't trust that offensive line. I don't trust that defensive line. Their secondary is pretty good, but I think you should be able to run the ball on them.
Yeah.
Pretty. Like, you should have your way with them.
And that's been another argument about Shanahan the last few weeks is McCaffrey being used so much that if the Niners play 2 or 3 playoff games, let's call it 20 games, and he averages 20 touches a game, that's 400 touches. And when backs do that, they're not the same back for the next year or two. So Shanahan, again, has to preserve. I'm not saying necessarily take him out, but does he need to take 31s up the middle? Or can Mason run that play at as a bigger, more physical back. That's my point. Is just like, I'm not saying like give CMC like games off, but he was banged up for a reason. He had an oblique for a reason. He was not healthy, and then Trent wasn't there, and then he took more pounding. So
I mean, you know what I'd like to see on 3rd and 1? Take a shot down the field.
I really think the touchdown to Kittle.
I think that's going to open things up.
I think that was an ad-lib play. I don't think Shanahan called that. I think Purdy saw it.
I think so too, because if you look, he pump fakes. He's like ready to throw one, and then he just completely throws it to Kittle. That play was probably designed to go to either Ayuk or Kittle, and he just saw that, which is great. I think
that was a hell of a throw, and he didn't even step into that throw.
I think they're going to go 2-1 too. I don't know if they can beat the Eagles. I mean, I think they can, but I don't know if they will. I think they could. They could go 2-1. They could go 3-0. I think they're going to beat the Bucs and Seahawks pretty easily. That Eagles game, I don't know why that hasn't been flexed.
The Fox wants to keep it.
Yeah,
it's their biggest game of the year.
Yeah,
it's the game that has been looking forward to, by everybody for a long time.
I think that could be a high-scoring game. I think the Eagles are going to be able to run against the Niners. I think that offensive line is really going to not push the Niners defensive line, but they're going to be able to squeak out some runs. But I think the Niners offense is going to be able to do something because I mean, historically the Niners just after a bye are almost unstoppable. I mean, look at the last 2 seasons. They've gone on tears. I think for whatever reason they just turn it on after the bye, and that's great, right? I think their offense is really going to step it up, and I think their offense needs to step it up because their defense. I'm not going to say they had a one-off, but I'm not going to say they're great either. I think their defense is really good, but I don't know if they can play up to that level that they played against Jacksonville consistently.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think the Jags are a young team, right? The Jags, they have Trevor Lawrence, Etienne. They're a young team. The Niners are an older team. They have experience. They have vets. So the vets know when to turn it on. They knew that was a must-win game coming off of a bye. You gotta beat the Jags. And they did 3 points. I don't know if that's going to hold up for the rest of the year. I assume and I expect the defense to fall back to reality a little bit. I think they are going to be better than in the 3 games they lost before the bye, but I don't know if they're going to be able to go back to that last year defense when they're just complete shutdown defense. I think their offense is really going to have to step up, and I think they will step up.
Yeah.
But that Eagles game is really that's a toss-up in my opinion. You could take the Eagles, you could take the Niners. You're not wrong with either of them. I think that's going to be a really good game.
Oh, it's going to be a great game. You know what's so ironic is Steve Wilkes was on the hot seat. He was the coach that was in big trouble the last few weeks. And what did he do? He adjusted. He adapted. Now, he's got to listen to his boss. If his boss says, hey, man, you got to get out of the booth and you got to go to the sideline. So that's not something he did on his own.
And that didn't make it. I'm not going to.
I don't think it made much of a difference. No, but what Wilkes did do is he took Isaiah Oliver off the field.
Hey, I don't need you to get injured to put in another guy.
Janny, he didn't need to see Oliver hurt. He just saw on film, you suck, dude. So he got taken out. And the other thing he did that I love, what is the strength of the Niners that they put all their resources into? Their D-line.
The defensive line.
Why not play 5 defensive linemen so they could all have one-on-one matchups? Why don't
That's exactly what they did.
Why don't we take the immortal superstar Oren Burks off the field? Because he's not. Like, he's not. By the way, Jalen Graham's a rookie on the bench that could be an absolute stud if he played. He's a young guy. He can't play. He's redshirted.
You got to know the system. You got to know the system.
He's redshirted at the University of Shanahan. So basically, Wilkes adjusted, and for all the heat he got, he did well, and he made some changes. And our head coach does not make changes. He does.
And that's a great point, right? He made the changes that he needed to make against the Jaguars. But the Bucs have Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. So I don't know if you can play. I don't know if you can play the way you played against the Jaguars against the Bucs. I don't think you can trust Ambry Thomas to go one-on-one against Mike Evans. You cannot do that. You cannot let that happen because Ambry Thomas is going to get mossed. Mike Evans is going to go off because Baker isn't a slouch. He's playing really well this year, and he has.
We're not going to have enough time this week.
I don't know. You never know. You never know. But
I
think
that pass rush, what I saw Sunday in Jacksonville is gaining confidence. Greenlaw was back. You got guys that week that are huge for their bodies. They could stay healthy. You got the rotation now, which is what I really like seeing. You're seeing Farrell out there. You're seeing, obviously Chase Young and Bosa, but there's one other one that was Randy Gregory. You got four. I would obviously rank them 1 Bosa, 2 Young, 3 Gregory, and 4 Farrell. But he's not. Remember, the dude was like a top 5 pick, and he was overdrafted. He probably should have been about 12th that year he came out of Clemson. But still, that dude, when you're playing with guys like Bosa and Young and Gregory, and you got pedigree that's top, like he's coming from Clemson and top, that's just going to up his game mentally. He's like, shoot, man, I can't be the runt on the bottom of the totem pole here. I got to pick up my game. And you notice he started Sunday. They didn't have Young start.
There is a sleeper on the Niners roster, and I'm sorry to report that, yes, he's a young guy, so we probably will not see him. But there's a sleeper by the name of Robert Beal.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
If you want to go look at his film at Georgia,
yep.
By the way, if you say, oh, he did that in college, Los, he beat Trent Williams twice in practice, and Trent Williams said, holy crap, that is one fast dude. He's 250 pounds, and he runs a 4.4. He gets that speed rush, and he just dips his shoulder, and Trent couldn't block him. Like, he had a hard time with him. So he's now healthy. And, remember when D Ford was with the Niners and he was healthy, and he was that speed rusher that was a complement to Bosa's power rush. Like, that could be another pass rusher. Like, you can never have too many pass rushers. And he's the one guy on the team that is a complete speed freak if he could get a chance. But, again, I'm sounding like a broken record. I don't know if he's going to get that chance, but he would be nice. The other thing, Bohr, that Wilkes did that I like, he played Bosa and Chase Young right next to each other. He wasn't predictable and just played him at defensive ends.
Oh, yeah, you talked about that, doing that, yeah.
I wanted him to do that. I said, are they going to use him? Like,
I think Dave's a friend of the show here. I think Wilkes and Kucherick, definitely friends of the show. They're watching. Hey, man, they're getting some of their game planning from us.
I want credit for that.
There you go, man.
I said, are they going to play him like Justin Smith and Alden Smith did? They always used to stunt together. Justin Smith would go outside, take 2 defensive linemen. Alden would loop over the middle, and with that speed, he would get in a lot. So I like that he used them. Again, Wilkes was on the hot seat, and he made adjustments. And I'm a big fan of coaches that make adjustments. Like you said,
got to make them consistently, though.
They're not playing Jacksonville this week. They're playing Tampa. So you're going to have to make another adjustment because you have 2 big wide receivers that run great routes. They're a different set of wide receivers in Jacksonville. So you have to make another adjustment. You can't just do the same thing and be stubborn.
You got to make another adjustment for the game, and you got to make adjustments if something goes wrong.
You got to play to your opponent, man. You have
to
get to your opponent's strength and weaknesses.
I think the one thing that isn't being not talked about, but could be a little sleeper thing is Tristan Wirfs. He he is great.
I love Jones.
And I don't know if he's playing right tackle or left tackle. I know they've switched him around, but he is an all-pro tackle. He's probably like a top 3 tackle in the league. And Baker has taken, I think, like 11 sacks in the last 3 weeks, and he's played pretty well. So I'm not going to say Baker is going to be the reason they lose, or Baker is going to be like he's going to throw up like 100 yards and 2 interceptions. I think Baker's going to be decent, but I think the Niners are just better. I mean, if you look at the spread, it's 11.5. That seems a little big, right? I mean, 11.5.
I think they'll cover.
I think they will too, and I think Vegas obviously knows something that we.
We got something coming in here. We have breaking news all of a sudden. Whoa, there it is. Breaking news. We've got a deal. Let me see if I can get that. I can't see. Where's that highlighted? You got it off there. There we go. There we go. Buster Boys. Making moves.
Making moves.
As Los would say, Trader Joe's. Buster Boys is changing its name to Trader Joe's.
I told him to use that logo. And he laughed his ass off because he knows it's true.
Justin Fields, don't unpack your bags, man.
It was good knowing you, buddy, for all 24 hours.
Flies into our home offices here in Arizona, only to be picked up by the man who traded him. No, he back on Uber, takes an Uber to get out to the offices, and he gets sent back to the airport. And Justin Fields is now on his way to his headquarters up in Sacramento. And Justin Fields and Bijan Robinson going to Matt Gates and coming to Buster Boys, Justin Herbert and James Conner. So there you have it. That is a pretty big blockbuster as the moves are starting to fly.
Ooh, boy.
We're down to about an hour and 42 minutes before the deadline. An hour and 40 minutes now. Do we have any more deals out there?
I don't think so.
I think this
Heroku
could be
and I just made a deal.
Oh,
another deal between Heroku and Bora.
Yep.
Let's hear it.
I don't have a slide for it. Let me hold on. Let me up.
Heroku and Bora, like Shanahan and the Jerry DePito, Seattle. They're making deals left and right. Let's hear it.
Traded away Jackson Smith and Jigba for Devin Singletary. league shattering.
All right. There you go.
Moves. It's moves.
Mm-hmm.
It's moves.
If you get drafted or traded to Buster Boys, like word of advice, don't buy a house. Don't buy a house. Rent.
Don't even rent. Take an Airbnb. Take an Airbnb.
Don't even sign up.
Don't sign no leases.
Yeah, sign a day-to-day lease.
Yeah, go on
Airbnb.
Airbnb.
No lease.
Trader
no leases,
Joe.
Dan. No leases, Dan.
Put that logo up, Dan. Trader
Put a
Joe.
lease with a big freaking line through it.
He almost spit out his food, man, at lunch.
Oh man, no lease, Dan.
Look at Kyle. Los, I need mortgage insurance. Dan and Eric screwed me. I got you, Kyle. I got you, buddy.
Oh man.
Don't even rent. That's right, man. Don't even. You'll be homeless.
That's funny.
Well, they got their per diem. They got paid. The problem
their
is
meal money. Their meal money.
A lot of guys on my team, only Goff and Jonathan Taylor and Devontae Smith will get a full share if we win the title. Everybody else is going to get scrap heap, for their paychecks, because I have to split the money between like 80 guys. How many moves have I made now? Serious.
Here, let's look. Let's
look at the moves.
Oh my
Let's look
God.
at the moves.
Here.
MF's trying to catch me though with those with those 3-second roster spots.
Look at
I can't see very good, man. My eyes are. Let me get closer.
Right there.
78.
Right there.
Look at Yaz's hamstring though. He's behind me. I'll bet you he passes me.
He does a lot of waiver moves.
He does a lot of waivers. Picking up and dropping people.
Yeah, but he's going to get that title, man. He's going to get that title. If he gets close to me, watch out. Because this is an unlimited league movement, man. I'll be picking up your Charlie Warners and your Danny Grays.
Wow.
Like him. Yeah, no. I want that title of most transactions. I am AJ Preller here. Thinking about this, I thought about this, guys. Let's transition over to this real quick with the Giants for a bit. Come back to the Niners a little bit later, but this Giants stuff. Yaz, Slater, back to get tendered. So their outfield between Haniger, Conforto, Yaz, and Slater is $50 million.
Ridiculous.
Was there one other one? It's the most in the National League, higher than the Dodgers with Mookie Betts in that outfield. Oh, you got 4 guys. That would be like trying to trade. Okay, I'll give you these 4 for this one good guy, and it's like, well, why do I want your 4 scrubs for my star? It doesn't, equal anything. So, but I was thinking about this seriously. If I was running the Giants right now, I would have already went out instead of I would have got signed. I would have went out and signed a couple of big free agents. I would have just made those moves. The only thing they can maybe create some roster spots is, some financial flexibility is go trade Yaz and Slater and get some deals lined up where you're going to sign guys. You got the deals agreed to. You haven't done the physical, and then trade those guys for basically either some people on that can help your roster or they can really help you in the future. Get some AA, AAA guys that are pretty good, But I definitely would be wanting to make some moves. So, do we have any more deals to do tonight? Are Bora and I working on a deal? Is Bora?
We might be. I'm also working the deal with some other people.
Look at Bora move. He's a mover and shaker, man. He's a good young disciple, protege of mine. Brought him on the show. He's moving up into the ranks in the media culture, the content creator space. Now he's being trained by Yoda on how to make trades.
Ooh.
And we got the anti-trader down there in the right corner. He's made a few deals though lately. Pulled off a blockbuster with me. And a lot of people say, yeah, Josh Allen, I think I listened to some fantasy radio on XM, Channel 87 fantasy show. Heard him say it a lot this week. Guy said it again today. Don't get all hyped up. He says he gets all hot. Don't get hyped up by all the media, the national media. Josh Allen is the best player in fantasy football, period. And he might be right. So
I like taking chances on guys when they're kind of being knocked down.
Yeah.
And they have things to prove.
Hey, believe me, I wouldn't have made the trade if I was in your position at 8-2. I'm 5-5. Huh?
I'm gonna have, if Dan doesn't make the playoffs and if I don't make the playoffs, I'm gonna be known as the team that completely destroyed Dan's team.
How's that?
I beat you Monday Night Football. It's a mess. Trade away everybody.
Huh? Oh, that I traded away everybody?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that affected a lot because had I won that game, see, I'm going into a week 13 with some bye, and I'm playing Los. And I just flipped the script on me. I don't know if you knew that.
That's a good point.
It's fine.
But now he had me beat. Now I've just taken about 40 points away from him. He'll make some of it up, obviously, but that's a sure loss without.
Ask Eric how I do when I don't play with quarterbacks.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
He knows, man.
Hey, if my roster that I've got to put up tanks and you beat me with 7 or 8 guys, I'll just say, you know what?
Bow down.
I'll just be like, it wasn't in the cards for me. I mean, Fantasy Pros had me going 11-3 in the league based on my roster. I'm already 5-5. So
Fantasy Pros didn't know that you were going to change your roster those 682 times.
no, they base it on the updated roster.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, it was a few weeks ago.
So
Hey,
Bora
Dan.
says, per Bora, if you don't make the playoffs, it's because of him.
Yep.
Well,
you still want him as a protege? Like he's still wow.
you know,
Dan, here's a perfect.
There you go.
There you go. Yep. Here's a perfect example of where the team stands at this point in time.
what you got? I can't even see. What do we got?
No.
This eye's so blurry, man.
Oh, you didn't hear it?
No, what was that?
You were.
Was that the?
Yeah.
That was Kyle Shanahan's preference
Engine.
of an engine.
Oh,
Me and Bora were talking about how he just refuses to address the offensive line. So I said basically that he likes 22-inch tires and rims. He loves a great $10,000 paint job. He likes top of the line stereo with great subwoofers and speakers, but he likes a shitty engine. So that's his engine. That's his engine when you start it up.
there we go. I'm too far away from the. I can't see, so I'm gonna put the chat on my phone here. So I'm gonna put our show on. So
You don't need to see. It's a great audio.
It's an audio. That's all it is.
Oh, but I can't read the rest of the chat. So I gotta look on my phone because I can't. My left eye, it's just so dilated and it's like bright and it's blurry.
How long until it's supposed to get better?
Probably a couple more weeks. It's still going to be dilated, and it's the drops that I finished taking a few days ago that cause your eye to be dilated and blurry for like 2 weeks, it says. So hopefully then I'm going to get a cataract in the eye, the doctor said, so I'll need to have that removed. He said, then you'll see pretty good. So let's see what else we got in here in the chat here. Someone talking about the Giants here. Will Martinez, the Giants will have half of California all to themselves. Each team is getting $30 million this year from TV, and they only have Webb under contract 25. They can go over the tax this year easily. Interesting, yeah.
Where is the great Robert Rothberg?
Yeah, Robert. Yeah, I don't know, man. He's what is it? 1:30 back in New York. So we got 1.5 hours left in the fantasy football trade deadline. We're not going to go till the deadline, but any deals that you want to get through live on the show, make those deals.
We should do our picks.
Yeah, we should do our picks while the deals come through. Do we have any more deals flying? Any more Let me see.
I have a trade out there for Eric.
Yeah, and let's see what we got.
Pretty fair trade.
Nah, can't do that one, man.
You're 3-7, Eric. We're in the same boat. Come on.
Exactly. I ain't gonna finish last.
That makes your team better, though.
Love, Amari
Yeah.
Cooper,
Mm-hmm.
and who was the other one?
Jahan Dotson.
For Kirk and Lawrence, that doesn't make my team better.
Love is better than Lawrence.
Love is better than Lawrence.
Look at the points this season.
Who are you guys trying to do?
Make a trade.
Love and who?
Love, Amari Cooper, and Jahan Dotson for Trevor Lawrence and Christian Kirk.
Love. Hold on. Love. Dotson. And who?
And Amari Cooper.
Cooper is... Well, Kirk's better than Cooper because he's been their go-to guy. Lawrence is probably better than Love. But you're getting Dotson.
Here, Lawrence is the 53rd overall quarterback this year, or player this year. Love is the 29th. Cooper is the 54th, and Kirk is the 56th.
You know, I could make my own list up too, like that. Whose list is that on the Yahoo?
Yeah,
Overall rank. Yeah, look at that. That's silly. Some of those.
I think that's
overall
just
ranks.
by points, though.
Yeah, I ain't doing that.
What is
Love? Look, everybody's saying Love is garbage. He hasn't had below. I mean, he's had 8 points once, but he's had 24, 20, 25, 20, 16, 15, 13, 19. And he plays the Chargers, the Lions, Giants, Bucks, and Carolina and Vikings the rest of the season.
Ooh, that would be ballsy if I did that.
Did you get a trade option? Somebody throw something at you? You don't have to announce it. You could just did you get somebody to throw you something, Los?
No, I'm making a suggestion. Oh my God. I wonder if he'll do this. B. John Robinson, Justin Fields, and CeeDee Lamb for Josh Allen.
Somebody offered that to you?
You imagine if I have Diggs, Cup, and CeeDee Lamb as my receivers? I'll take Justin Fields back for that. And then I don't have Josh Allen on a bye against you, buddy.
Somebody was offering you Fields? Wait a minute.
No,
Fields?
I'm throwing it out there.
Oh, Will ain't gonna do that.
No, it's Matt Getz.
Yeah, that's Will. Yeah, that would be.
That's what will be.
Yeah, CeeDee Lamb, Fields, and who else?
B. John Robinson.
No, he's not doing that.
He's not gonna do that. No.
For Josh Allen and Spears.
What about Josh Allen and Diggs?
No.
That might get it done. That's a good.
That's just rotating back to him. He'd be getting Fields back and lost Hill in the deal.
You'd get Fields, CD, and Bijan.
He would have basically traded Tyreek Hill and Justin Field. No, you'd get Field back. You would have been trading. You got back Fields and CeeDee Lamb. And who else was it?
And
Bijan. Oh, that would be basically you traded Tyreek Hill and Fields. No, just basically you would have ended up.
Yeah, I think I'm going to roll with Josh and Diggs.
That's a great combo, man. And they're fun to watch. It made me enjoy the Bills games this year.
I mean,
except for Monday night.
Yeah, I've like loathed watching Buffalo games all year because I have James Cook in my other league, and he's a good running back, but they just don't run the ball.
Will Martinez says he sent you a blockbuster. See, people coming at you now.
Los, who do you value more, Warren or Spears?
Warren.
Lately, Warren's starting to come on. He's starting to get.
He's the number one back now at Pittsburgh.
I've been waiting for Spears to get the majority of the carry. I was hoping Henry would get traded, and he did it. So the answer to that question would probably be Warren for now.
Who does Buster value more? He's thinking about it. Look at Buster. He's thinking about it.
Spread eagle, buddy.
Buster, you want to say anything to everybody on the show? Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Tail wagging. Hey, buddy.
Oh,
you a good boy?
That's
you a good boy? You're a good boy. Yeah. Awesome. You're a good boy. That's a good boy.
Fuck, 1 week up, 1 week down. This is what you do with Josh Dotson. This is what you do with Josh Dotson, bro.
Exactly. Yeah.
I like him, though, man. I got him in my other league, and he's starting to come on. Until last week, he throws up a big 0.
Hey, did we get to hear what the blockbuster was from Martinez?
Let's see.
Since we're having this is it for trades. Everything else after tonight, it's waivers.
He's offering me Mostert and Minshew for Josh Allen.
Oh, come on. Come on.
That's your blockbuster.
Oh, dude, come on, Will. I mean, Los is getting old, but he's not Joe Biden yet.
Hey, Los, I just sent you something.
Oh, man. Minshew and fucking Mostert. Hey, Will, by chance you know a chain is going to be the number one running back now. Mostert's the backup.
Do you know I think some of these guys send trades. I really do. I think some guys send trades just hoping that you accidentally hit the accept button by mistake.
Jesus Christ, boy. Fuck, I got to scroll.
That's my whole bench.
Or sending me half his roster.
Eric and Will do. Is it?
There you go.
Yep. I heard that deal might be coming.
There we go. Small potatoes.
Sorry, buddy.
Small potatoes, yep. There you go.
Your whole bench for 2 superstars. Worst thing I got in the crash today, actually, in my mind.
I am, Aaron. Tomorrow night, I'll have a show.
It's a good try, though, bro.
You gotta.
I can't hate on that effort. That was a good effort.
Jim Palmer, as Heroku says, you got Jim Palmer.
What about the first one, though?
First one, I'm seriously thinking about. I'm kind of deep at wide receiver. I'm sorry, I'm deep at running back. So, hold on, let me look at my roster again. What do you think about Luke Musgrave? I picked him up on waivers for average, starting to come on a little bit.
I don't trust that Green Bay offense.
Yeah.
Jordan Love's sort of. He's iffy.
You just try to trade. You just said Jordan Love was going to be awesome. I don't trust that Green Bay offense.
Man? I don't.
Come on, man.
You can't. You gotta.
No, I think Jordan Love is good, in the stat. Not in the stats, but production wise, he's points wise, he's good. But
as a team,
I don't trust any receiver or any running back on that team whatsoever.
You have to be right in front of the camera. If anybody,
I forgot. I don't need a running back. Here I was trying to get a running back. I got Keaton Mitchell.
Hola. I'm talking. If anybody really wants to hit me up for a trade, I'm looking for a tight end and a good one too. Don't send me no scrub. Tight end. Need to upgrade my tight end. I would love Hawkinson or
Kincaid.
Who's the other? No, well, I do like Kincaid. No, there's another tight end that gets a lot of Hawkinson and maybe it is
Laporta. Top tight ends are Kelsey,
Laporta.
Andrews. Was a top tight end, but he is no longer in the league this year.
You would not give up Kincaid, Mr. Trader Joe's. Like, I offered you a bunch of things for Kincaid, and you would not come off of him.
How about Josh Allen?
Yeah.
Let me look at your.
I love Hawkinson, but I think Purdy has him, and Purdy never answers trade offers.
Yeah, I've sent him so many trade offers. He doesn't.
Purdy.
Is it Purdy, or is it Brock the Party?
Or is Brock the Party? I think it's Brock the Party.
It's
Carlo.
Brock Purdy.
Brock Purdy, you're very nerdy. Answer the trade request.
Carlo doesn't answer the trades request right away. You gotta go to his door, ring it.
Trade deadline's tonight.
Got to ring his doorbell, and hope he's home. Let me see. The bad guy.
Tight ends.
You got Musgrave.
Yeah, I like him. I don't love him.
The problem is, I feel like I'm pretty set now. I don't really. For me, I'd be working. I'd be doing Farhan stuff, working the back of the 40 now. Unless somebody wanted to give me.
The two tight ends I want are guys that don't answer trade offers. So I'm screwed.
Oh, Brock the Party has Hawkinson.
Yeah, that's what I want. Shit, I was offering him Jordan Addison and Brian Robinson, starting running back. That's decent. Actually, he's better than decent lately. And Addison's coming on.
I get you Firemouth. He's pretty good for Pittsburgh.
I wouldn't trust that Pittsburgh offense either. That offense is horrible.
Who picked up Pickett?
He will be,
MF?
and then
Gates? Who got Gates, right?
Yeah, and then he dropped him.
He dropped him?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, for Henderson?
I think he just dropped him.
I mean, to get him, he just dropped. He must have needed space. Okay. Pickett is out.
Just as Noah Brown is starting to go off, he gets a little injured. I mean,
yeah, and you know who's coming back this week? Nico Collins. Coming back this week. Yep.
Got him in my other league.
Yeah, I'm stacking Dell and Collins at my receiver.
Who would you start at your flex in my other league between Nico Collins and Jalen Warren?
Stacking doesn't work too good on receivers as much.
Warren's going against Cleveland's D. That's why I'm leaning towards Nico Collins.
Cleveland's D has been a little iffy the past couple weeks. Though.
Yeah, that's true. Baltimore kind of lit them up.
I mean, again, it's the Pittsburgh offense, right? I mean, you really don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
We got to get into the
picks. Tight end. Will Martinez, you sent me a tight end. Who's your tight end? Let me see.
Let's see what we got here.
Tight ends. Will Martinez has got Smith from Atlanta on the bench.
Fucking Jonnu Smith on a bye this week. He's not bad. He has a good game every 4 games or so. Attaboy, Will. Man, Dotson for Spears. That's tempting, man. But then I have 3 receivers on the bench. My team's pretty solid right now, other than tight end. But I guess you can't be stacked at every position. Everybody's going to have a weakness somewhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I feel like I'm stacked at every position, but I keep losing. It's like, gosh. I mean, where's my weakness? Tell me seriously. Here's my lineup: Goff, Tyreek Hill, Amon St. Brown, ETN. Not this week, but normally it's going to be ETN, Jonathan Taylor, Kincaid, and either Connor or Devontae Smith in the white, and then Justin Herbert.
That's solid.
I mean,
on paper, you might have the best roster in the league. The problem
that's what I mean. It's
the problem with your roster is that guys become friends. And
they can't get there's no cohesiveness.
Trade them away.
Well,
there's no cohesiveness. Yeah,
there is now. There will be a lot of cohesiveness going in the stretch, and these guys are going to get pumped up. We've got a lot of plans for dinner. We'll be doing some dinner outings, bringing the wives along. We're going to put these guys up in their own plush. We got homes for them, everything. Now that this roster is kind of set, we're no longer going to jack them around. We're letting them know they're here, at least the starters.
That is nasty, man. Tyreek Hill, St. Brown, and Devontae Smith. That's pretty nasty.
And Devontae Smith's about ready to go off with Goddard out.
Goff and
so
Herbert.
Anybody who wants Devontae Smith, I offered him earlier on. Price went up, man, because with Goddard out, he's projected to get 17 points. He averaged 17 points a game last year when Goddard was out.
The thing about Herbert is he was really dynamic when he had Mike Williams.
Yeah. He still had some big games. I mean, last week he got 30-plus points.
There's some decent tight ends on the waivers, Los.
Tight ends?
Yeah.
Hey, Los, check your trades, Los.
Okay. Better than
Woo trying to make a deal. Is Woo sending Kyle Pitts over, I think? Is my guess.
Better than Musgrave for?
Maybe. I mean, there's.
Let me see
Otten,
what
Woo
Woo is sending over. Kyle Pitts, and he's asking for. Let's see if I can guess this trade.
Tight end on my other league.
He's sending over Kyle Pitts, and he's asking for Warren Spears.
Damn, I love that Notre Dame tight end, Mayer
Brown.
But he plays for the Raiders.
The Raiders.
Here's some decent ones. All right, let me see.
Strike your colors.
Let me see what the great.
Is he looking for Addison? No. What is?
Ooh, that's intriguing. Yeah, that's not bad.
He's thinking.
What's the deal? What's the deal?
It's not sputtering.
Should we put the picture up of your tire today, Los?
Oh, gosh. Like, seriously, like, that did shake me up, man. Like, those cars were flying by me on that shoulder. That was bad, man.
Yeah, it was scary what it looked like, man, with the way your car was like. It was like right on the line almost.
Yeah.
Dang, man. What's scary is it takes one person looking down at their phone
and just a little bit to the right.
Just barely in your clip, man.
Wait, what happened?
Right away. Like, it was bad.
What happened?
You want me to send the picture that Eric could post it?
Sure.
Let me see.
I bought a brand new vehicle, a Kia Sorento SX, nice SUV, last week, brand freaking new. And today I'm coming back from Dan. He's about an hour away from me. I'm on the freeway, going about 75, and I've had many flat tires in my life before. This was not a flat. This was a complete blowout. The tire just completely blew out. Wow. I'm in the fast lane. So I went, and I'm on my rims. You know, it's like not one of those tires, not one of those where your tire pressure goes down a little bit. Oh, I could get off. I could slope it on my hazard.
Catastrophic gloss there.
It was completely on the rim. So I have to now somehow get from the fast lane over to the right lane and get on the shoulder. I have to go across 4 lanes at about 20, 25 miles an hour with cars flying. They drive fast in Arizona. So I finally get to the shoulder, and it's a very narrow shoulder. It's not like I have a lot of room. So I'm barely there, and cars are whizzing by me in the right lane. Like they're missing me by a foot. And I'm trying to call my insurance. I'm trying to call 911, get a CHP out there, and I can't hear because the cars are flying by me. I'm on the freeway.
Yeah, you called me.
Get out of my car.
I said, man, get out of the car.
Yeah.
Go get a climb over.
I couldn't open my door.
I sent the photos to you, Eric, to your email so you could post them.
Okay, cool.
The door would be completely blown off. Like cars were just coming. There was no break. It was not like you're in the streets and there's a red light and you get a break. It was one car after another in the freeway, and I could barely get out to the right because there was a barricade there. So I was trapped in that car. Like Dan said, if one car veered off a little bit to the right and it hit me, I'm gone. I am gone. So I finally got out of the car. It's all bad, man.
Wow.
Yeah, that's intriguing, Eric.
Did you guys trade Andrews for Burrow?
Yep. You didn't hear the breaking news?
I heard the sound. I just looked at is that the deal that went through?
Me and Hiroku, we made a deal.
Finally made a deal. There you go. All those deals, you finally got rid of Burrow you gave him Burrow. Watch tomorrow. Burrow finds out he's perfectly fine.
I know, right?
Goes in for surgery. He says, I went to church on Sunday and I got miraculously healed. We had a faith healing service. Joe Burrow.
Can you imagine?
Joe Burrow was back next Sunday.
Oh, my God. All right. Yeah, let me know, Los. I don't know how long we got. I don't know if it's it's almost midnight your time. I don't know.
Wow. Oroku, it was almost adios. Yeah, it was, buddy.
Eric's going to post these pictures here shortly.
Oh, shit. Yeah. I guess I better do that.
We got to get into our picks, too.
Yeah, we'll get into our picks. Those take about 10, 15 minutes.
Okay.
We're going to take a look at these pictures. Any last-minute deals to go through?
Oh my God, dude!
I think I'm set. I think
that looked like a nail in the tire.
No, that's not a nail. That's
what I told you. I said that's a defective tire.
The whole tread came off.
Yeah,
that's it. Basically, you lost the tread.
Yep, the tread peeled away. That was
You still have. I'm trying to look if you still have the tube, but it was your tread just went bye bye. Hold on.
Yeah, that. You're lucky that you didn't hit the wall.
I'm lucky I didn't lose control of the vehicle.
Yeah, so I mean, man, you were in that's a really bad spot right there.
101 South, and the Cardinal Stadium was off to my left.
Yeah, were you in the right lane at the time it happened?
Fast lane, the left lane.
Oh, you had to get all the way over?
Right.
You might need a new wheel.
Yeah, you might. I don't know. They have to look at that rim because you're still sitting on some of that rubber. It depends.
Dang.
When you're drifting over, though, you may have done something.
Yeah, because that sucks, man. That's a fight on. They gotta. I mean, it's not even
They told me the standard warranty doesn't cover tires.
BS, man. I.
That's crap. Oh, I'm fine. Trust me. Like you don't give somebody.
Yeah, you could have got me. You could have got me or somebody else killed.
Yeah. I didn't have that same experience, but like 2 weeks ago or something, I had this interesting experience. I'm in San Francisco, and me and my friends are driving down to Santa Cruz, at like, oh wow,
look at that tire. Blow that. Let me see if I can. Can you blow that up, Eric? With
let's see. There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
You could see where it just came apart, where the tread just came off. See, it's hard to tell. I can't tell if your tube is in there though. That looks a lot like your rim, but I'm looking at your rim. Your rim doesn't look that bad.
Going 75 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And then blowing like that. I went from 75 to like 15, 20, like that whole car was shaking.
I don't know how you got over with all the speed.
Not in the right lane. I was in the left lane. I had to get over somehow going 25 miles an hour.
Because was there just a barrier on the left side? No shoulder.
Yeah.
Jeez. Man.
It probably would have been better if you actually were able to throw that tread off, but it stayed on.
You should have just, man. Don't you ever see those police chases when those guys just keep driving on the rim?
Yeah. Oh yeah. But your rim doesn't look that bad.
I wanted to get off that shoulder so bad because I was like a quarter mile away from the exit. But
I wonder if you could have got to the exit, just kept going.
That whole thing would have fell off if I would have kept going.
Whew.
That's a tough place to stop though. Show the other picture where he stopped, man. He's like literally 6 inches from the white line. It looked like, man.
On where it was on the shoulder.
Yeah, that's I sent him that, man. That's crazy because there's no way you could open your door. Your door would have gone taken with you the first car. Then you would have got clipped. I'm like, man, when you showed me that, I told, get out, man, climb out the other side. That was like, I'd be freaking out because I'd be like, it's almost like your car's on fire. You probably felt like, huh?
Yeah.
You're thinking, man, one person hits me, I'm done.
There's the shoulder that I'm on.
Look at the white line.
You were way over here, right?
I was over in the far left lane, and so I got over 3 lanes. And I should have parked a little bit closer to the barrier, but the car wouldn't move anymore. So
Northern Ave. Oh man, you're on the west side, weren't you?
Yep. He was over. He just left lunch with me.
This is Glendale right here, isn't it?
Yep.
I knew it. Yeah, this is the road I used to take, except it never looked like this one. When you came across here, this 101 overramp or overpass wasn't even there. It was straight even. There was a light here for 101 and Glendale.
Yeah.
That's how long. And over here to your.
So blow that up a little bit and look at where he's sitting over there. He had to climb across because he couldn't open his driver's side door.
There's no way you can open that door.
Because he's going to look at the white car coming up behind him.
Yeah.
And look at all the cars. They're flying at 70 miles an hour.
Big rigs were in the right lane. So
that's right. Yeah.
When they went by me, like the whole car shook.
Big.
So like I said, if you know how a lot of people are on their phones,
exactly.
One car to be like driving,
just veer off.
You know what? I would have got out of the car.
Ventured a little bit to my right.
Then you had somebody come join you, try and help you get in the car.
What happened was I was trying to call my insurance and 911 to get a CHP out there, and inside the car I could hear a little bit. Once I got outside the car, I could not hear. So that's why I stayed in the car a little bit longer. But when those cars were flying by me, I'm like, what am I doing? I gotta get the hell out of here.
Did you take this picture on the other side of this wall?
What's that?
Was that you, Los, that took the picture?
That was me because I had to walk down.
You walked on the other side of you were on the other side of this barrier, right?
No, you were on the same side. You were on the highway still, right?
I was on the highway side, but you had to walk down quite a ways.
Yeah, that's a big drop.
To be honest with you, you did the right thing walking away from that because you don't want to be. If someone hits that, you want to be away.
No,
yeah.
I walked away from it. My life flashed before my eyes. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's scary, man. That's like a car. I bet it's a similar feeling like the car's on fire and it's ready to blow. Because, I mean, I was like, I felt for you, man. I was like, man, get out, man. When you sent me that picture, like, where you told me about it first, you told me you were in the car and you were like, couldn't even open your door. I says, climb across the passenger side and get out, man, because, you hear that stuff all the time, man. Just people getting.
There's a lot of people that have like tried to change their tire on things like that.
Oh man,
exactly.
Get me out. Yeah.
They've died. So.
Yep, man. Jeez.
Damn it. There we go.
So.
Not to expose my fucking forehand head again.
Gabe's gonna platoon that tire.
that tire's not
I like
playing.
that one more.
That tire's done.
Hey, that looks like Yaz's hammy, man. That thing's shredded.
That's a good. I like that one. Yaz's hammy. That's a good one.
Hammy. There you go.
That's a great one.
Hey,
you should save
man,
that picture.
Take a
You should
picture
save
of that picture. Yeah,
save that picture, and then the next year when Yaz has a hamstring injury, just post that. It's just
shredded again.
I'll have it in my email.
Hopefully, yeah. You know, let's ask this question: if the Giants move from Slater or Yaz, which one would you want to see him move off of?
You're talking Giants now. Both.
I said one. If you could only move one of them, which one's got to go?
The one that has the most value is probably Yaz, to be honest with you.
I would move Yaz.
The problem is he signed him to a damn $8 million contract, so I don't know if anyone's going to want that for.
I would eat money. I would eat money if I could get rid of him.
It was arbitration. The guys they need to get rid of are Haniger, Conforto, and
DeScalfini.
One of Slater. DeScalfani. One of Slater or Yaz. They only need to keep one of those guys, and they need to remake their outfield. You know.
Well, it sure doesn't look that way right now.
Slater, Yaz, Conforto. Where's the athleticism? Where's the young? I mean,
exactly.
How is Matos, Meckler,
Ramos,
Fitzgerald?
How are they going to play?
Yeah, they're blocking them.
They're blocking them.
They're blocking. It's another year. And they think they're going to get Bellinger. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't know why Bellinger would want to sign.
That's the issue. Why would he want to come here
and play in that ballpark? Here's what I would do to fix the Giants. And they could have done it. I don't know why they're not baseball minded people running the organization. Okay, shorten Triples Alley. Put a new 8-foot wall out there and cut that thing off, that right center field gap. And instead of being 415, make it like 385, 390, and have an 8-foot wall, and you will start attracting players that left-handed power hitters, because you can't. I'm telling you, left-handed power hitters in that park. Brandon Belt lost, it was figured, about 10 home runs a year in that ballpark because he used to hit them when it was 421 to Triples Alley. Make that the deepest part of the ballpark should be 400 feet. Make it a fun place to go. You know, how many games have we seen where guys make leaping catches to rob home runs? That's impossible in right field.
True.
At Oracle. It's like 100 feet tall. And in left field, you don't see it because the wall's a little tall. You can't get guys. It barely happens. Happens in center field a little bit. Make it more exciting. Then what I suggest is they should have traded. What are the Giants able to do? Los and I were talking about this at lunch today, and I said to him, who's the last good hitter, like a 300 hitter that the Giants developed and played for the Giants besides Posey? Name who? Can you name a guy that was a 290 plus hitter that was a real contact type hitter that could move the ball around that the Giants have signed and developed? You can't.
Not developed.
Well, yeah, they got rid of Reynolds. Who's a guy that the Giants have had on their roster since Posey?
Since Posey, Spencer.
Not since Posey, nobody.
And Posey was drafted in 2009, so it's 14 years.
It goes back to Will Clark. He's right, Spencer. You're talking over 35 years.
Will was drafted in 84.
85. Right after the 85 season came up in 86.
Pablo is close.
Pablo's close, but he was around
the same time as Posey. He's a peer.
And he wasn't really a guy. Panic had one good year where he hit close to 300.
Now in that time frame, how many 280 plus hitters have the Dodgers drafted?
Yeah.
Since 2009.
So
is one.
So my theory is this: they get a lot of pitchers, easy to get pitchers. If you're not going to change the dimensions of that ballpark and be able to sign free agents, then what you got to do is trade your young assets, your young pitching, some of your young pitching. Like last year was a perfect year to trade for, like the Rangers were going for it. They lost Jacob deGrom, and they were looking for pitching. Imagine if you would have given him Logan Webb. I hate giving up Webb, but listen, hear me out. Because Webb is a anchor. He's the dude. You know, he's of the Giants. He's kind of like the Steph Curry, because he's the young guy. And I really feel like getting rid of him would be hard. But if you could have gone out and traded Cobb and Webb at the trade deadline, because knowing you're going nowhere, and got Evan Carter, who's 21 years old, and they just drafted Wyatt Langford out of Florida, the third pick. The dude, in his AAA debut this year, got 4 hits. AAA, from college to AAA. What does that tell you? That means that dude can hit. Mm-hmm. And he hit in college. And he's a right-handed hitter. Carter's a lefty. Imagine if you got 2 spots tied up for the next 10 years in your outfield. Okay? The guys that can hit. I'm not talking about, Wade Meckler guys who look like they can hit, but are we really sure? I'm talking about guys that were top 10, top 12 in the top Major League 100, top 100. Hiroku, I'd trade Harrison before Webb, but I think when you're talking about Webb, you could probably get 2 or 3 great prospects. I mean, you can get 1 great prospect and 2 really good prospects. Webb, because he's signed and he's proven, you could have gotten a lot.
And he signed cheap.
He signed cheap. That's what teams want. Then you can go out and get your free agents, because now you got a young club. And then what you do is you do what the Braves did after 2 or 3 successful years, like Albies and Acuna had, and Riley, and some of their other guys. What they do, they sign them to 8-10-year contracts for cheaper amounts, because they did the same thing with Posey. They gave him a 10-year deal, right? Posey. That's what the Giants model needs to be, because look at the Braves, look at the Astros. What are they doing? They're competing for championships every year. They're the top 2 teams pretty much in each of their leagues. And what did they do? They were both pretty bad at one point, and they didn't try and keep getting fringe guys that are on the back end of their careers that might still have something left and sign them to a 1-year deal or 2-year deal and block all of their young guys. Giants need to go after young guys that can hit, because they have not drafted a young guy and developed him since Buster Posey that can hit. We look at all the teams that
soon.
I don't think it changes.
Not anytime soon.
Because the Dodgers draft well,
yep,
and have a surplus of young talent, they're able to trade that for Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman, 2 of the absolute best players in the league.
Yep, both of them runners up for MVP. Yeah,
because they have legitimate young talent that other teams want. So,
and what has Farhan done in his 5 years to develop what we would say top tier talent? We haven't seen it yet. And Patrick Bailey is going to be a really great defensive catcher. He's already shown he's at the Gold Glove caliber. But is he going to be able to hit? I don't think he's going to be more than a 250 hitter at the most. But that's okay. because you got a great catcher. What
Exactly.
you need is you need your outfielders to be able to hit and your corner infielders be able to hit, and you need your second baseman and shortstop to be able to hit for average. You want your first baseman, third baseman to hit, pretty much 275 plus with some power. Your second baseman and shortstop to give you minimum power, but give you, 285 plus on base, some speed. And then your outfielders, you better have two of the three guys better have some speed, and you'd hope that two of the three guys have some power and can hit. I mean,
and you know what's funny, Dan? Farhan has driven this thing in the dirt so bad. It used to be in an NOS, it was Giants Dodgers who were kind of cream of the crop. Now you got the Diamondbacks who have surpassed the Giants right now with talent. They got to the World Series. So there's going to be teams that would rather go to Arizona than rather come to San Francisco because they can see what Arizona's building. They're building something competitive. Look at that team they got. I mean, it's fantastic. I would not be surprised if they either get Ohtani or Yamamoto. If they get Yamamoto, that means they got three top tier.
I don't think they're going after Yamamoto. I don't think they can afford that.
I saw that on Twitter. They said that they're after Yamamoto.
If you're a free agent,
really, that's interesting.
Do you want to go to a better team in Arizona and cheaper taxes,
exactly,
more money in your pocket, or do you want to go to San Francisco,
and live in a sane state?
And they're not competitive. The Giants aren't going to be competitive for years. Who knows if they even become competitive under?
I don't think they get. They're saying Bellinger. I'm not falling for that.
Bullshit.
They're saying Bellinger. If
his agent wants 12 years. 12 years.
Yeah, Boris.
I mean, Yamamoto
wants to play on the
I think Yamamoto ends up with the Dodgers. I think the Dodgers end up with Ohtani and Yamamoto and a couple of other little mid stuff, and they call it a day.
Watch out for Atlanta. They're making a lot of moves. They non-tendered a bunch of their guys, and I think they're freeing up some space to get.
They're going all in. They're going absolutely all in this year.
They're going for Ohtani.
Okay, Giants aren't going to get Ohtani.
That was a good debate 2 months before the season ended, give or take, with Bora, Mookie Betts versus Acuna for the MVP.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
That was a good debate. Yeah,
that was a good debate.
I don't even know if I want Ohtani, to be honest. I would. Would you rather have the superstar player for $60 million, or would you rather have 3 all-star players for $20 million?
I'll take the 3 all-stars.
I would take the 3 all-stars.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Giants can't even get those guys. That's the problem.
If I'm the Braves and if I have Acuna, if I have Matt Olson, if I have Sean Murphy, fine. I'd take Ohtani for $60 million. You don't have anybody. You don't have anybody on this roster. You don't have anybody all-star caliber at all.
I think the Giants
it'd be a walk fest at Oracle Park.
I think Ohtani. I think I've been pretty consistent on him. If he signs for 10 years with somebody, you know what he's going to be? This is going to be Albert Pujols all over again.
Yeah.
Like, they got the best years in Pujols in St. Louis, his prime time, like superstar Hall of Fame years. And then the Angels got him on the back end of his career, and he's going to have a few good years. Like Ohtani's going to sign an 8 to 10 year contract. He will have a good year, 2 or 3. But the rest of those 6 or 7 years, he is going to.
I think he'll age better than Pujols, but I still think he's going to break down.
Giants' problem is they don't have
he's going to try to throw again, and that might mess up. His arm,
that could have an effect.
Giants, what their problem is, they do not have a set philosophy of what they're trying to do. They're trying to do kind of like what the Warriors are doing, like this 2 timeline thing, and it's not going to work. Okay, you can't have a bunch of older guys that are fading out and then develop some young guys where you're blocking them, like we just talked about with Ramos and Meckler and Matos. If you're going to play these other guys, so what they need to do is either go all in and sign 5-6 free agents and go for it, and that's a flawed philosophy because it might get you competitive, but it's going to put you at the tank real quick once those guys fade. What we have proposed on NorCal Sports Network, since led by this man in the bottom corner, Mr. Blowout Tire, man, he was the first one to say the Giants should trade and sell. And he sold me on it. And I believe that you got to sell, and because they're not anywhere near being competitive. They're way behind the Dodgers. Now they're way behind Arizona, and they're behind San Diego as well. And we saw that. San Diego caught them at the end, right? And if they had more time, if San Diego had 2 more weeks, they probably would have made the playoffs. They just, their run started, it's like a horse race that makes his kick down the stretch. He just waited too long to kick it in gear. He hung back in the pack too long before he got around the final pole there heading down the stretch. So this is what the Giants have to do, and I don't know why they don't get this, is go young. Now, what they're going to try and do is they're going to try and sign Matt Chapman.
And the more expensive Longoria. That's all that's going to be. More expensive Longoria.
They're going to try and sign Bellinger. They're trying to sign Ohtani. They're trying to sign the kid from Korea. And I think they come up empty-handed. I think they get Matt Chapman. I do think they end up with Matt Chapman. And at the end of the day, you're going to have Matt Chapman. And then what are you going to do? Are you going to give up on Casey Schmidt already? That would be foolish.
3-team trades. This is out of topic, but can we do 3-team trades on Yahoo, or is that not allowed?
No. You got to work. What do you have? You want to work a 3-team deal with somebody? Want me to broker it for you?
It would be with you and Ryan.
Send me what you're thinking, and I'll see if I can get a hold of them. Tell them.
All right, sounds good. I'll just tell you right now. I'd give you.
Wait! Don't. Somebody else might.
All right. Okay.
Mess
I'll text
it
it to you.
Yeah, just send it to me. We got some dogs in here, man. Mainly that guy right there. We're after you, Oroku. Matt Williams will be the most popular Giant in 24. I love it. Yeah. Will Martinez might be right. That's about what I see. They're gonna try and get back with the A's connection. Matt
Chapman makes no sense. I'm sorry. Matt Chapman, he's not a good hitter. He's a great defender, right? But I mean, you're paying what, $20 more million to Chapman than you would JD Davis for basically the same hitting and a little upgrade on the defensive side. That doesn't make any sense to me. That I wouldn't do that at all. I would just play Schmidt or like trade for an actual good offensive third baseman.
And it's telling the rest of the damn league that Schmidt doesn't have it, and you reduce his trade value.
Exactly.
Stupid, man.
I'm wondering, can I do a trade? Can it go through? I don't think it could go. Can it be made tonight and then push through if someone's already played, or does it have to?
No idea.
If the deadline's Saturday, I think if the deal's accepted, maybe. Right? If it's accepted before, yeah.
Might have to bring Sean in for that.
Yeah.
Maybe extend the deadline by like 3 days. Make it Monday night.
That's kind of a minor deal.
Would you do that?
That's interesting. I probably would. Just yeah, I probably would. Just although that's assuming somebody particular player goes down.
That's true, yeah.
If another one of my RBs went down, then I kind of would want to keep what I have because let's say that back, like Gus Edwards goes down or something like that,
Yeah.
then it's like, dang, he's got huge upside. I can't read here.
You can trade players who already played. Trade is reflected on Tuesday.
Oh, okay. Okay, so if players already played. Oh, yeah, you guys just traded Burrow and Andrews, right?
Yep.
There you go. I wonder who'll win that deal, man. I think it would be just hilarious if one of those. It'd be hilarious if one of those guys. We misdiagnosed. He doesn't need surgery after all.
They already announced it before they even had any imaging, so that doesn't sound good.
You could tell last night.
Yeah.
Just the way he was talking. You know, he was talking. Then he's going like this. You know, he's talking behind like hiding his lips, like. Yeah, this is what he was probably telling guys. Yeah, it's snapped. I'm done. It's a torn ligament. They took X-rays in the locker room, and I'm done.
You don't hear that too much. Ligament in your wrist. Never heard of that.
If it's your UCL or no, is that the UCL? That's a UCL, right? In the
Isn't that right here your UCL?
UCL's in the elbow.
No, yeah. What's the ligament in the thumb?
Ligament in the thumb? I think it's the thumb ligament.
It is the UCL. It's the UCL as well.
Is it? It's tied to.
I don't know if it's connected, but that's the UCL. Hell. And I don't know if I torn it, but I really messed it up. I was catching in Little League, and like the ball just like completely. This was swollen for 2 months. I couldn't play for 2 months.
Did you see when he went to throw the ball on the sideline? It just it just fell. He had nothing in it. He
had no grip on it.
I think Will B kind of nailed it. He said he got purdied.
UCL runs from elbow to wrist. I mean, he might need a new UCL.
Oh, gee. That might be, man. He might have to have Purdy surgery.
Because they said it was in the wrist. So
well, he's got more time to get well. If it depends on the swelling. I don't know. But if it's in the wrist,
I don't know if it like completely snaps and it's like all the way down here.
I don't know.
The ligament's still like intact with the elbow, and you just have to fix it with the wrist.
What did they say? Torn ligament? I don't know what that means.
Torn ligament, yeah. I mean, I would assume it's the UCL because I think that's the major. I mean, you can't. That's the one that like you can't grip the ball if it's torn, and that's what he had.
You know, a guy the Giants can get for the rotation that might be somewhat reasonable and is interesting. He's got good stuff. He's just
who's that?
He's been injured kind of for the last couple of years. Jack Flaherty. He was pretty nasty not too long ago, like 2 years ago. He's been battling injuries a little bit. Baltimore was not a good fit for him in the AL. I think he's a National League guy.
I want that Japanese guy from Baltimore. Like
the guy that
Fujinami. Yeah, Fujinami.
He throws 101, 102.
If you can,
there's a couple of Japanese
players. They get him from the A's, right? Wasn't he an
A? They traded him. Yeah.
See, who's the other Japanese pitcher that's being posted besides Yamamoto? Who's the other Japanese? I can't remember.
Yeah, there's another guy out there, and I can't remember what his name is.
Yamamoto had a 1.16 ERA.
That's all?
That's so filthy.
What's the comparison between play in the different leagues?
What do you mean, Japan League?
Yeah, versus the MLB.
As far as I think the hitters are better in the MLB. More of them.
Oh yeah.
They're just the top guys in Japan can compete with the top guys in MLB.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The difference is there's not as it's just the not
quality.
The quality is the quantity.
Mm-hmm.
There's just not as many.
The Japanese leagues, I think they're better than the Korean league. You probably got like Major League, then Japan, and probably KBO.
I got an idea that I was playing around with. What do you guys think of this? We call it the World Series, right? But it's really the United States. It's the North American. I mean, you got Canada. What if you had a true World Series and you had the winner of Japan play the winner of the Korea in a best of 5 or 7 series, and then they face off with the World Series winner of MLB, and change the name World Series in the MLB to the whatever you want to call it, but then have a 9-game series between the winner of the Asian team, because there's no baseball going all over the world, really. It's just mainly those teams.
I like the, like, theoretically it sounds like a good idea, but I don't know if the players would play as hard for the, like, quote unquote World Series.
Yeah.
Rather than just,
if there was money involved.
You got to be money involved. But how about a 9-game series?
You would have major league players that play for Japan. Like, who do they play for? Who does Ohtani play for? Japan, or does he play for?
No, I'm saying on their team. Like like this year, the Rangers would play the winner of which team won, best team in Japan. Let's say Japan beat Korea. Now you got the Rangers playing that team, and then you have a 9-game series, and you play 4 games. The first 4 games in whatever country, and then you play 4 games straight, no days off, and then you take 3 days off for travel, get these guys adjusted, and then play the other 5 in the other park. And so first team to win 5. So, your 4 home games, you better hope to win 2 or 3 of them. But maybe 2 and 2. And then you come back for 5. That way it's not back and back travel, hey, we 2 and 2 and 2. No, play 4 and then 5. And then you have can you imagine the interest, though, that would create?
Look what Eddie says. Danny, you wouldn't watch it. You'd be busy with the NFL, college football, or the NBA.
No, it would be. It would be a. I
don't know how the American.
I wish you could put the Cuban team in there too, man. Have a true World Series. I like the World Baseball Classic. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, WPC is pretty cool.
Loved it. Went to a few live games in Arizona. It was great.
Yeah, that's great, exciting, and you know what? The Latin players, the Asian players, they're so proper and calm, and they don't get. The Latin players are just like, wow, they're just like crazy, and then the Americans are kind of like in the middle of both of them. You got wild, I don't know. It's not like calm and calmer. It's just the Asian culture is so composed, when it's showing emotion.
It's a lot of respect. That's what it is.
Yeah, I love it. I love the way but I also love the craziness of the Latin players. I love seeing that.
If you want to have like fun at a game, you want to go probably see, Dominican Republican play Cuba.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a party. That is a party.
And helmets are flying off and bat flips and. This is a lot of the problems that you see in Major League Baseball is you got these guys that have grown up in America, like the Bumgarners, that don't like what the Yasiel Puigs do when they celebrate. And they're not really trying to show you up. They're just fired up.
Emotion.
They're just showing emotion. Exactly.
Sports is entertainment. Like fans like to see that extra stuff. Like they like to see football celebrations. Remember, there was a time when teams were getting penalized if they were doing too excessive celebrations. Yeah. But fans like that. You're paying a lot of money to go see a game live, and if you're basically hit a home run, put your head down, run around the bases, I think they like to see emotion. So I'm okay with that because we talked about it during baseball season. Pitchers are yelling and screaming when they're striking out guys.
Yeah.
And it's not into their glove. They're screaming out loud. That's showing them up in a different way. So hey, you get somebody out in a one-on-one situation like that.
Dennis Eckersley used to give him the little 6-shooter every time he struck someone out.
Dennis Eckersley would do all that.
Are you guys ready to go for our picks?
Yeah, I'm fading out.
Hey, real quick, do you want me to play your ad? Real quick, Los?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, play that ad. I'll be right back.
You want to say anything before I play it, or are you good to go?
Yeah, send me a loan, please.
There you go. All right, here's an ad for Los. No payment loans for seniors, previously known as reverse mortgages, has been a term or a phrase that has made people uncomfortable for a long time. The reason for this uneasiness is far too many people have preconceived ideas about this particular type of loan product rather than learning the facts about it. Government regulations over the last decade have made this loan very welcoming and favorable for seniors 55 years old and over. If you are a senior homeowner with sufficient equity built up in your home, you may qualify for a loan that could offer the following benefits. No payments for life. Receive cash out tax at the close to do what you wish. Receive monthly income for life, or possibly a combination of all three. You cannot begin this loan process until you go through a counseling session over the phone to answer any questions you may have until you are comfortable moving forward. You will not lose title to your home. Your heirs or children will have 6 months after the owner passes away to either sell or refinance the home to a standard loan to pay off existing liens. Make the choice to have a simpler life. Get busy living, not stressing. Call or email No Payment Loans expert Carlos De La Fuente with Flex Funding at 925-250-4894 or email him at carlos@myflexnow.com for more details. All right.
Thank you, brother.
All right.
You bet, man. You bet.
There we go. All right, let's pull up the
picks for the week.
The picks for the week, and here we go. We got about 25 minutes to go before the trade deadline is over for fantasy football, and I will go back to the land of the living.
Trader Joe's.
Trader Joe is not going to know what to do with himself this weekend.
Aaron says I'll be doing My Pillow ad soon. That's pretty good.
My Pillow. There we go.
Be a sponsor of the show. We'll put it on.
Hey, there you go.
All right, everybody.
Oops,
we go to the picks.
Let me fix this. There we go.
I'm going to take Baltimore.
Sure? I don't know.
I got Baltimore on that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Although I did pick Cincinnati in my other weekly poops.
Bora's got our picks on like one of his pages of his spiral notebook. Somewhere.
A couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it's like 3 weeks.
Scribbles.
It's like nobody cares anymore. Okay.
Phone number on the back.
All right. Let's go from the top of the screen down. Go ahead, Eric.
Pittsburgh. Cleveland over Pittsburgh.
Yep, Cleveland.
Jumped out of order there.
Sorry.
All right.
Oh, I got you.
I'll take Cleveland. Bora?
I'll take Pittsburgh.
There we go. I love it. All right, I'll start. It's my turn, and we'll just keep rotating. I'll take Detroit.
Yep, Detroit.
Yeah.
Detroit. Even with Fields coming back, we'll see.
Clean sweep. Los.
I still think Detroit. Yeah.
Chargers at Green Bay.
I swear, Chargers are so hard to predict.
Yeah, they really are.
You know what? I'm gonna say Green Bay.
I'm taking the Chargers.
Green Bay at home.
I'm gonna take the Chargers, and they got a must-win. Who's up next? Bora? Who's first?
I'm taking Miami.
Yep, Miami.
The Raiders.
Miami. Strike your colors.
No, I'm taking Miami. I'm taking Miami. I don't see how but it would be pretty interesting if the Raiders pulled it off. They'll put themselves right in the thick of a wild card spot.
Avast there.
All right, so we all took Miami.
Dan will be looking at newly acquired Tyreek Hill.
Yes, I'm hoping it goes off for like 40.
I'm next. I say Washington over New York.
Ditto.
Yep, Sam Howell's my quarterback in the other league.
Yep.
Okay, it's a 4 for 4. We got some 4 for 4s. All right. Now this would be the upset of the year if this happened, but if Carolina won. But I'm taking Dallas.
What a joke of a schedule! My God, Dallas. They're gonna pound their chest about beating Carolina. Yeah, they'll win. They'll beat Carolina.
Yeah, I'm taking Dallas.
Yeah, Dallas.
All right. We got Dallas. Now we're on to Tennessee. Is that the rest of the games? Yeah, that's the rest of the games if we get Tennessee. Oh, let me pull it up.
Tennessee.
Oh, wait, we need the Monday game. Can we see that pretty good, guys?
Yeah, that's good.
Yep.
All right. Who's up?
Los.
I'm picking Tennessee in this one. I think Jacksonville has a hangover from getting their ass wiped last week. Tennessee plays a physical game against them. Derrick Henry, big game.
I'm gonna take Jacksonville. I think the opposite happens. I think they rebound.
Pick Jacksonville. Lawrence is gonna give me 70 points.
and Kirk, Kirk and I like Los's thinking because this could be like some teams fall into a trap like the Niners did for 3 weeks in a row.
Mm-hmm.
So
the cheap game, $31.
I like
that is cheap.
I love Los's thinking. Yeah, I really do. I'm going with Jacksonville. All right.
I'm taking Houston.
But I do love the thinking.
I agree.
Ooh,
Houston.
I think I took Houston in my survivor pool. Did I? I got to look at my survivor. Ooh, in fact, thank you. I got to make that pick tonight. Daggone. Or tomorrow night, I guess I got till. All right, I'm going to take Houston too. And all right, so we're going clean. A lot of clean sweeps this week. Interesting. San Francisco, you're up, Eric?
Yeah, San Francisco.
Take San Francisco.
Bang, bang.
Niner game.
Yeah.
Okay, 4 for 4. This is okay. This is too much agreement. This is a trap game. This is an interesting game. Both teams have to win. And it's at Buffalo. I'm going to go. It's my turn, right?
Yep.
I think I'm going to go with Buffalo just because it's at Buffalo. They lost the first time. Josh Allen had a tough game. I think he only got 9 points. I don't have him anymore, so I'm not worried about 9 points this week. But I think Buffalo rebounds. Man, it would be nice to see Buffalo do something well on offense, especially to Kincaid.
Yeah. Well, if you asked me this 36 hours ago, I'd say the Jets. But since I have,
I know when you have a team like that, you start rooting for them, man. It's weird. I became becoming like a Bills fan.
Care if they don't give Cook the ball. It's like, okay, shit, let's go, Josh.
Yeah. I was like watching every Bills game because it was so fun to watch. I had the three-headed monster. I had Kincaid the last few weeks with him, so it was like, dang. Allen goes back. Just don't throw it to Davis. Don't throw it to Davis.
Who is their coordinator now? Now that Ken Dorsey's gone,
They what was
Ooh,
Brady?
You gotta factor that in.
Is Brady? Is it the guy that was at
right?
LSU? Is it the Brady that was LSU coach?
I think he was I don't know if he was. before that, but I think he was the quarterback's coach before.
He's quarterback's coach of the Bills, but is this the same Brady that coached Burrow and Chase at LSU?
I don't know.
I'm not sure. Anyway,
I'm going to take the Jets just because. Just because.
All right.
And I will, real quick, do you know who the 12th man on the field was last week for Buffalo?
Damar Hamlin.
Denny Hamlin.
No way.
Yes, it was.
Is that what he didn't?
Yep. I heard it on KBR. They said, can you believe it was Denny? How do you get mad at the guy? Because.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing. Let's talk about that real quick because I had a talk about this the other day with somebody. This is on the coaching staff.
Yeah.
Completely. Because you called timeout 2 timeouts in a row, and you knew you had no timeouts left, and you knew that the Broncos had no timeouts. So you knew what was coming, that they were going to run onto the field, and you needed to have, during the timeouts, you needed to do 2 things. The number one thing you should have done, in my opinion, is just left your defense on. Forget the special teams. Just leave your defense on the field. Okay? That's
what are they going to do? Run a fake?
Exactly. They're not running a fake. Just rush the pass, The second thing, if you're not going to do that, is during the timeout, you call everybody over and say, okay, special teams, after this particular down, be ready to run as fast as you can. Those who are not on, get off the field. The easiest thing would have been, though, just leave your defense on the field, but that's on coaching. I'm sorry. That's total coaching because that's a very unusual thing to happen in a game for players to, there's confusion.
Yeah.
So,
but I'm going to pick the Jets for the simple fact they got a new offensive coordinator. There may be a little bit of weirdness going on. So I'm going to pick Jets.
And also, let me come down on Sean McDermott. You're a defensive coach. You blow the game with an all-out blitz at the end of the game, and you put your defensive back in a one-on-one position, and he has pass interference. That's on you. You had a call. I know what they were trying to do. They were trying to sack him and get him out of field goal range. But, okay, then you have 12 men on the field. That's your responsibility to make sure that your coaches know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
You're the ones calling. You're the head coach calling timeout to stop 2 times. And then you fire your offensive coordinator. It's like you screwed up, and then you fire your offense coordinator. I don't get it.
Weird.
I mean, so
who do you pick? You pick Buffalo?
I'm going to take Buffalo just because it's at home. Right. And what's the next game? I can't see very good.
Seattle versus the Rams.
Where's it at? In L.A.?
In L.A.
They don't have home games, the Rams and the Chargers.
So who's the next one to go first? I don't even know.
I think it's you. Or Los.
Los.
Where are we?
Seattle versus L.A.
That's a tough game.
Is Stafford playing?
Yes.
LA.
Didn't they sign Wentz? They signed Wentz, right?
Yeah.
Carson Wentz? Oh my God, they're desperate.
So you got Bora, you're up. You Seattle, LA?
I'll take Seattle.
Seattle.
Rams haven't won in a while, have they?
I don't think so, no.
They're overdue. I'll take the Rams. Minnesota at Denver. This is going to be a good game. Both teams
I think this is going to be a really good game.
Both teams are coming. I mean, they're on the move. I mean, the Vikings have won like 5 in a row, 6 in a row, whatever the heck they have won.
Hobbs is doing a great job for him.
Jefferson is still listed as questionable. Not sure if he's
They haven't activated him, right?
Not yet.
No.
It's going to be up to his decision, he said.
That's
What do
Boris.
we got? Who'd you take, Bora?
Bora hasn't picked it.
I'll take Denver.
I'll take Minnesota.
I'm going to take Minnesota's luck's got to run out. I'm going to take Denver.
I don't think Denver's that good of a team. I think Minnesota gets them. The Dobbs freight train continues.
Dobbs has been doing great.
Yeah, I kind of think the opposite, Lewis. I think Denver's a sneaky good team.
Yeah, they got a bad rap for that 70 points. Their defense is playing really.
Their defense is playing lights out.
Wilson. I just don't trust
Yeah.
Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson plays good in prime. Is it a primetime game? I'm
5:20. Yeah. Sunday night.
I'm taking Denver. He plays really good on primetime. Guys like all
I wonder
pro.
what the line is for that game. I'll be curious what the line was for that game.
All right, so last game, the biggest game of the week, last year's rematch of the Super Bowl.
Look at them ticket prices.
Philadelphia at I can't even see what the.
I am gonna say Kansas City.
All right, I'm gonna go with the national media. Is Taylor Swift going to be there? She's the key to the game. Wherever, if Taylor Swift's there, I'm taking the Chiefs. If she doesn't show up, I reserve my right. I'm taking the Eagles. No, seriously, whether she shows up or not, I could care less. I'm so tired of that crap. I'm going to take the Chiefs out of. You know what? Let me do the reverse. I'm picking the Chiefs because it helps the Niners, and I'm thinking with my heart. Let me go with the Eagles and hope that I'm wrong, because at the end of the day, I could care less if I go 0 for all these picks because no one's going to remember anyway. So, and there's nothing on the line, so I'm going to take the Eagles with the hopes that my lousy picking scheme is wrong and that the Chiefs win and help the Niners. There it is. Eagles.
What you got, Los?
I'm going KC.
I'm going to go Kansas City too. Partially also because I want to see the Eagles lose.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm pulling hard for the Chiefs.
Yeah, me too.
All right, guys. We wrapped it up. We got 10 minutes to go before the fantasy football trade deadline. Is there a major deal in store at the last minute?
I don't see it.
I don't see it. Let me propose something real quick. I'm going to propose Jonathan Taylor's on the block, everybody. Jonathan Taylor just said he's disoriented with being on my team, drafted, traded, and then coming back. He doesn't know what the heck's going on. He says, I can't live in this unstable environment. He says, I want out. So Jonathan Taylor has just said he wants out. Send me a trade offer real quick for Jonathan Taylor, and he may go before tonight's deadline. Any deals coming through? Come on. Jonathan Taylor.
I have a bunch of deals out there. Close.
Jonathan Taylor, A.J. Brown. Travis Etienne. A.J. Brown.
Hey, I tried.
Or who's another top receiver?
Jamar Chase.
I'm not interested in Chase anymore.
CeeDee
Lamb, yeah. Hey, I had a proposed deal. Check this out.
Jesus Christ.
It was,
Yeah,
it's time to go. I had a deal for Justin Jefferson. It was Devontae Smith and Jonathan Taylor for Justin Jefferson.
That was before he got hurt, or why he's been?
Just last night. Just yesterday. I turned it down.
Ooh, I don't know.
I wanted it, but I'd be giving up 2, and if an injury goes down, it's tough because then I'd have 3. My receivers would be Amon St. Brown, Tyreek Hill, and Justin Jefferson. I could be explosive. I'm very tempted to take that.
You might do that.
But Cam is probably not here on the show, and I have like literally 7 minutes to do it.
Did you
should ask Sean to...
Did you say explosive?
I didn't.
You should ask Sean to extend the deadline a few days.
You could, but then I wish it was after this weekend, actually. But
I'm sure you would do that, right?
Oh, we could. We had a chance to push it a whole week. There's different weeks you could do. It looks like it's locked in though. So, yeah, I had that deal, man. I was trying. I was gonna. He wouldn't take Bijan and Smith. I wanted to do Bijan and Smith for JJ. I would have done that deal, but I didn't want to get rid of Taylor because I think Taylor's, top 3-4 back now in the league for fantasy at least. Anyway, we'll be back. I think we'll do a show either Sunday night or Monday night. What do you guys want to do?
Either is good for me.
Sunday. I like Sunday.
Sundays are good because you get the Niner effect and you get all the games effect. So we'll be back about 8:30 on Sunday night, guys. 8:30 California time. Yep. And we'll break down the Niner game. We'll break down some of the other games and happening, and we'll see what's going on. Maybe we'll have some Giants news as we're starting to get some movement in free agency. Didn't somebody sign today?
Yeah, we have a few things going on. Oh, what's his name? Ramon Laureano. He signed with the Guardians.
Oh, with the Guardians. Okay, with Stephen Vogt. Okay. All right, guys. So we'll come back. You got a deal?
Send me Watson for Spears, bro.
I just sent you it.
Oh, you read my mind?
Yeah, I knew it.
Yeah.
You're going to do that, Los?
Yeah. I can't wait for Spears anymore. He's just like taking up space. Maybe he'll work out for Bora. Plus, I like Watson against the Chargers. He might have a good game. Chargers give a pass to everybody. Except...
Right.
Oh, look at that. The last deal. Wait, can we might as well just hang on for 5 minutes. Cam, you out there?
Can't see that for us official.
I don't think he
is. Doing business with you, Los.
Yes, sir.
Who do I? Hey, I can't be the last. I got to be the last trade to go off in the league, man. I can't have this.
Can't be showed up.
I can't be showed up on. Come on. Who wants to make a deal? I've got. I got Jaden Reed available, Brandon Cooks, Demario Douglas. You got good receivers there.
Cooks. Dan, you want to make? Dan, you want a deal? You want Zach Moss?
Zeke Moss or Zach Moss? Yeah. For who?
Cooks.
How about Reed?
Reed?
I think I'll just stick with let her fly.
Or Douglas.
Douglas?
I do Douglas.
Douglas. He's good. Send it over.
Process 11:20. Like this trade between me and Bora, I can't have this process on Monday. I need him in the lineup against.
No, Sean will push it through. Go ahead and send it.
Please. Process 11:20. I will revoke the trade. He goes off for 8 and 112 and 2 touchdowns, and I don't even have him until Monday. F that. Fucking Bora getting over on the old man.
Yep.
Still freaking out over a near accident.
12:58. We have a deal. Is he sending?
I love it. I thought him.
Whoa. Trade proposed by Woo. I didn't even see that deal. Oh, get out of here. Get out of here. Oh, wait, I got to find the real deal before time ticks away.
Yeah, I'd ask Proctor to extend it like a day. Make it Saturday night.
I don't think you can.
I think
computer. There it is.
He's the commissioner. Because, I mean, the thing is, so many of these guys are just not here, right? They're
pending trade. All right. Ding, 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 ding. Let's get the music. The last trade of the fantasy season has gone through. All right, the last deal of the fantasy football season that have been dealt. Going to Bora. Demario Douglas, wide receiver, number 1. Coming back to Buster's boys. Zach Moss, running back, the Colts. A little insurance. Buster.
Back for losing Watson. Basically gave up Watson for Douglas.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good move, Bora. I mean, Watson sucks this year. He's absolutely sucked.
Yeah, but at least he's on the field. Spears just doesn't play.
Yeah, that's true.
I still Watson have for Spears, though, because he gets the third down portion. He's the receiving back.
He good enough to start, though, for you.
I mean, he's not going to start now, but if for some reason Henry goes down with injury or whatever happens, then he'll be starting.
Yeah. The thing that is pretty weird is, Watson, he has the ability to get like 25 points. If they just threw him the ball,
he will against the Chargers.
Are you going to start him?
I think I am going to start him.
He just over Noah Brown.
Noah Brown's questionable.
That's true.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a need. You made a need move. There you go.
Yeah, for 1 week.
I have like 5 proposed trades I made to people, and none of them.
Nobody accepted.
And
no one responded.
I didn't even. What is that trade? I didn't even have time to look at it. All I saw is Joe Burrow. Who are you sending? Mark Andrews. What were you sending me?
Who, me?
Yeah, you sent me. You asked.
I sent you Kyle Pitts, Zach Wilson, and Romeo Dobbs.
For who?
Yeah. Hold on, where is it?
Like 3 of my best players.
Yeah, it was.
Dan, I sent you
it was Tyreek Hill, Amon St. Ra, and then Etienne.
You sent me a deal, Los?
Yeah.
When?
5 minutes ago. Read it out to the group.
Pending trade. I don't see it.
Oh,
wait.
Midnight.
Bad guy. Okay, there we go. Wait. I accidentally hit accept. Oh, no, I just gave away Tyreek Hill back for Charbonnet. Oh.
What happens if it goes through?
Would you imagine if I accidentally hit the thing? I'd be all over Sean. I'd be on a flight if he didn't answer. I'd be on a flight at his doorstep, man.
I could see that.
With my 9mm. No, I bring my 357. Like, you better turn this thing back, dude. No.
Oh, man.
Gosh. That's what I was always afraid of, because especially with this eye, like I was going to hit the wrong button, you know?
Yeah.
Jeez.
I cannot believe him.
But the trade of the year that went down was Will Martinez leaving
the Kirk
Cousins out there for Russell Wilson.
Unbelievable.
And Russell Wilson pulls it off the other night, Monday night, to get enough points to win. Oh, gosh. Wow. It's going to be weird. But we'll have a good it's going to be a good finish. Be amazing. I think the most amazing feat would be if Bora pulls off, goes 0-7 to start the season and comes back at 7-7 and squeezes into the playoffs.
Could you imagine?
Hey, that would be something else, man. You pull that off, and then all of a sudden you win the league.
You could have caught a plus 30,000 on Vegas when Bora was 0-7.
Oh yeah, right.
Bora 0-7 now. Hey man, he lost a lot of freaky games. Now it's like the luck could be,
I couldn't believe that I beat you, Dan. I mean, that was what you were up like 20-something points with Allen Diggs and Kincaid.
Yeah, Allen Diggs and Kincaid. Kincaid had a good game.
Yeah,
Allen
Sutton had a good game too.
Yes, that was what was pissing me off. Is like, stop throwing the ball to Sutton, man.
Mm-hmm.
Judy, get the ball to Judy. But Sutton, it's like the dang Bills never. They just let Sutton catch all the balls. They didn't even try to guard him. It looked like.
Mm-hmm. And that last drive when Josh Allen got the rushing TD.
Oh, did you see Kincaid open in the corner?
Kincaid wide open. He was wide open, and if you gotten that, you would have won.
I know. I'm going to throw the ball to Kincaid. It's 11-point catch.
And he was like, he pump faked, then he just ran.
Got it. It was 6 points for Kincaid plus the catch, 7, and then the 4. It was an 11, almost probably 12-point play with the yardage. I would have won. I would have beat you by a couple. But that just, anyway.
That's fantasy football.
Yep. I might end up having the best team on paper for the league that doesn't even make the playoffs. Yep. If that happens, watch the waiver wire.
You guys ready to shut this down?
Yep, I'm ready.
Hours.
We will see you guys Sunday night at 8:30. Have a great one. See ya.
See ya.